Y'all, I forgot to get the crack. I forgot to get some cracking. Can I get it at a store? Can I go to a store and get it? I just thought about it. Is it something I can buy at the store? Get it delivered from where? A liquor shop. Okay. Okay. I just thought about it because I thought about telling y'all that tomorrow we gonna be just get some iced tea. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow be on Justin's live tomorrow night. So and I just thought about the cracking that I forgot to get. Welcome to the YouTube fam. Hello, hello. If you're over there, what's up, Ray? What's up, Ray? You both in TikTok and YouTube land. Robin's Nest. Hey, how are you, love bug? To those of you over in YouTube land, make sure you say what's up in the chat. So as I told TikTok, what I'm about to do is play a new song that I just finished today. I actually started writing the song on Sunday in Zena May's live. There was a lady, a believer in that live, who was basically shaming people for not forgiving fast. She was telling people that you need to forgive quick or else bitterness is going to set in, resentment's going to set in, and you can't heal. And Jesus said to forgive, and if you don't forgive those who abuse you, you will go to hell. She had a lot of people upset during that live, including myself, because that is the most abusive shit ever. But as we all sat around talking about it, I thought about the word forgive, and I just started writing a song, and I broke the concept down into two words: for and give. And thought about, like, who are we giving? Like, who is this for, and who are we? What are we giving them? And then I thought about the prefix for, FORE, give. And I thought about the fact that we are usually giving forgiveness before it's had time. The hurt has had time to even, we've had time to even acknowledge the hurt, right? To deal with the hurt. Before we've even had time to process it, set boundaries, and do what we need to do before we allow relationships, right? Before we forgive potential relationships, before we forgive peace of consciousness, release of debt, release of guilt to the other person, because we're usually, when we forgive fast to the other person, it's usually helping their conscience. And then when we forgive fast to ourselves, without allowing the sequence of dealing with the hurt, dealing with the trauma, to work in us, we end up just, burying the trauma and just carrying around a lot of unresolved trauma and not dealing with it and not actually getting to inner peace. And so, it took me, like I said, 4 days. I finished it today, and y'all gonna be the first ones to hear it, as always. But yeah, here we go. This is called FORE, FORE, give.
Forgive easily before the work is done, before I'm ready, before I even begun. If forgiveness comes, it comes, but not on command. Now before my heart, it's time to understand. Move on and forget the sequence. Feeling the heart breathing, setting boundaries, doing outreach, doing the work. Forgive is giving relief of guilt to you. Yeah. Forgive is asking for peace before I'm ready to choose. Yeah. I need time to process the anger, to heal without pressure or shame. Peace is not on a deadline. I won't give myself away. Yeah. I'm not saying never, I'm saying not before I'm ready. I'm not saying never, I'm saying not before I'm ready. I'm not saying never, I'm saying not before I'm ready. Let it go, move on, you have to let go of the hurt. Forgive abusers, institutions, family and church. It'll make you stronger if you forget and purge. Don't fight with the plainest, working for your good. Be the bigger person, the harm's misunderstood. Family is everything, don't let pain pull it apart. Pull it apart. Delay forgiveness breeds bitterness, they say it hardens the heart. Hardens the heart. Even if they never ask you for it, give it anyway. That's what they say, healing starts, that's what they say. Forgiveness relief before the work is done. Before I'm ready, before I've even begun. Forgiveness comes, it comes, but not on command. Not before my hardest time you understand. Move on and forget the sequence. Feeling the hurt, grieving, setting boundaries, doing the work. It's giving up your guilt to you. It's asking for peace, so I'm ready to choose. It's time to process the anger, to heal without pressure. Shame, peace is not on a deadline. I won't give myself away. I'm not saying never, saying not before I'm ready. I'm not saying never, saying not before. Keep the peace isn't working for me. Burying the hurt is toxic pressure dressed as morality. You get released before the sequence has time to work in me. Yeah. My heart deserves to catch up. Not forgiveness forced with a threat. Like if I don't hurry up and comply, it'll be too late to reset. Boundaries set, safety reestablished. Healing is my focus now. Inner peace is my new habit. I refuse to ignore and start unresolved trauma. Forgiveness is mine to give, and sometimes I just don't wanna. Sometimes I just don't wanna. Forgiveness relief before the work is done. Before I'm ready, before I've even begun. Forgiveness comes, it comes, but not on command. Not before my heart has time to understand. Move on and forgive. Can't wait his turn. Feeling the hurt, letting it burn. Forgive is giving peace, you're asking for me. Forgive is asking for healing. Hey, I'm not closing the door. I'm not saying never, I'm just choosing myself. Not before I'm ready. I'm not saying never. I'm not saying never. I'm not saying never. I'm not saying never. Hey, I'm not saying never. I'm saying not before I'm ready. I'm saying not before I'm ready.
So what do y'all think? Did I capture the before, the forgive and before? Thank you. I hope this song helps a lot of people, with their process of forgiving it, and realize that you don't have to be forced to forgive anybody, and you are allowed to process your hurt, your pain, your anger. It doesn't. You shouldn't be shamed for your anger. It's a process, and forgiveness usually takes a sequence, right? And that's acknowledging the harm, acknowledging your hurt, setting boundaries, right? Reestablishing safety ness for you, establishing inner peace, and then you get to decide, right, if forgiveness comes. And forgiveness may never come for that person, but that decision is up to you. And it's, not that you're, setting in bitterness or whatever, but if forgiveness comes, it's not before you're ready. So I hope that song brings people peace. But we are ready to bring up people who want to talk to us. Again, what's up to the YouTube fam? What's up, Chuck McNorris? What's up, Kabuya? Kabuya roll call. Hey, Selena. You supposed to say, yeah. You didn't do that. Hey, Selena. Yeah. Hey, Selena. Yeah.
Oh,
You remember that?
the cheer, yes.
Yeah. Introduce yourself.
My bad. My name is Selena, and I know I'm so fun.
I can't remember the rest of it. What's the rest?
I don't know how to rap.
What's up, Asayake? Tilton Windmill, Silly Goose, Atheist black woman, what's up? Over there in YouTube land. Bran Win Sayers. Brand Win Sayers. Hello, how are you? All right, if you are a believer in the God of the Bible, if you are deconstructing or an atheist, the guest box is open. Must be 21 and up to join. There were 2 believers in the guest box who joined the wait list who unfortunately don't have the fruit of the spirit and have to be called back by TikTok. Were you scrolling, Jesus?
Pardon, I didn't quite.
Were you scrolling? Where were you scrolling? Did TikTok have to send you a message and tell you to come on back?
I was just scrolling.
You were scrolling. I know. Aren't y'all supposed to like have patience? Like the fruit of the spirit is supposed to be patience.
I don't know.
That doesn't include attention spans, do it? Patience.
I was just
You were just scrolling. I know. I bet you're under 21 too, aren't you?
I'm 18.
Yeah, unfortunately, you got to be 21. Okay.
Why?
Goodbye.
Please don't kick me.
Go scroll.
No, please don't kick me. Please. Please don't
So I've
kick
had enough
me.
of under 21s today. I've had enough.
Leave me
I had enough of
alone.
you motherfuckers
No,
today, god damn it. I cannot. I swear. Y'all young ass
That's so
minds not
painful.
today. What you say, Selena?
This thing's so painful.
Oh my goodness. I was telling them my daughter's been fighting all damn day. They've been arguing all day. From sunup to sundown. Past sundown. The moon's up. It's gonna be a new day. And they are still upstairs bickering. Well, they're quiet right now. I think they finally fell asleep. They went grocery shopping. They come home. I sent them to the grocery store and gave them a budget. They come back. It's early. I'm like, y'all are back fast. Like to spend the amount of money that I gave y'all. Like y'all are back quick. So I said, how much did y'all spend? And they said $175. I said, why? Why only $175? I said, she was getting on my nerves in the store, so we just left. Yeah, so now I gotta finish grocery shopping. So now I gotta finish grocery shopping, and it was over. She was looking at the list. She didn't see the stuff on the list that she liked, so she made a face. And my younger daughter didn't like the face that she made. She was like, "You're being judgmental." And so judgmental over a grocery list. I'm like, it is. Goodness gracious. Man, oh my gosh. Just how old are yours, Carlita? Because mine are adults and they still bicker. And I almost put them in the corner today. I almost went back. I say all the time, like I miss it when they're younger. Because mind you, my oldest daughter, she's only home to visit. Okay. So mind you, when she left, I'm like, oh man, I miss them being kids. I miss all the noise in the house. And yeah, I almost went back to when they was 5 and made them hug it out and put them in the corner today. Like, goodness gracious. Yes. But the crazy thing about it is I kept telling her all day. Every time she come to me and she'd say, Bria did such and such. Or Bria would come and say, Nani said such and such. And I would just look at them and go, oh, I miss this. I miss y'all. I miss this. And then it just got to be too much because it's like, okay, once or twice is okay. But damn, all damn day, y'all got to learn how to talk as adults now. Learn how to talk it out. You got big feelings as adults. It's time to learn how to talk it out. Like, goodness. Me and my brothers, me and my sister fought all the time. We fought all the time. My sister punched me in my eye one time as an adult. She punched me in my eye and talked to her ass for 8 months.
As an adult.
As an adult.
We fighting.
Yeah. And yeah. And but I wouldn't hit her back. It's, when I was younger, we got to fighting at a Kojic convention. We were fighting over the payphone. And I took the payphone and I hit her in the mouth. To this day, she has a chipped tooth because I hit her in the mouth with the payphone. And from that day, I've never hit my sister again, ever. It was like a knee jerk reaction, and I've never hit her again. And we were kids. We were kids. Okay, mind you, not a teenager, not an adult, but that fucked me up. Because her mouth was bleeding, to this day she still has that. Her tooth can't even be fixed, like to this day. And but yeah, she punched me as an adult, and I was so hurt. And then my brother, when we were younger, we were probably 12, 13. My oldest brother was on top of me. He was beating me with my own fist. Like he was sitting on me and he was beating me with my fist. Man, I looked over and I saw the brush. I saw the brush sitting on the floor. Boy, I got my fist loose. I took that brush and fucked his ass up with that brush, and then I beat him in the knee with it. But they used to pick on me all the time because everybody in the family is light skinned. But me and my brother, who is a pastor, we're the only two dark-skinned kids. And my brother, who's a pastor, is way younger than me. And so, they used to pick on me all the time and talk about me being brown-skinned and call me monkey. They used to, do the most. And I remember my sister telling me one Christmas that my sister liked the clothes that my mama got me for Christmas, and she didn't like her clothes. And she said, "Mama got you the pretty clothes because you ugly, and got me the ugly clothes because I'm pretty." And I went and told my mama what she said, and my mama just chuckled, and she said, "Well, do you believe her?" And I'm like, "You ain't gonna say nothing about that shit."
All right.
Yeah. But we used to fight all the damn time. But my baby sister, again, we had to make up. We had to make up. But she is my heart. She's my heart. Her daughter was like my daughter before I even had kids. She still is. It's my baby. But yeah, it took some healing. It took some healing like a motherfucker for us to forgive each other. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about how we were raised in church, going to church all the time. But the stories that I could tell y'all, church ain't stopped shit. Church ain't stopped shit. Not with the kids.
Kids be the worst.
Yeah, pastor's kids be the worst.
The worst.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we was bad. We was sneaky. Yeah.
And that's all you learn to do is how to be sneaky with it.
Yeah, because they sheltered us too damn much.
Mm-hmm.
And then going to school, seeing the other kids be able to go to the movies and, go to the mall and stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much, Constant, for the raid. Huh?
I said hang out and you sitting at home with your long skirt on. I used to hate.
Man. We didn't. My mama didn't make us wear long skirts to school, but we had to wear them to church. Yeah, we didn't have to wear them to school. But you know why she didn't make us wear them to school? Because when she went to school, she got bullied because her mama made her wear them to school. And so she didn't want us to get bullied the way she got bullied for wearing long skirts. So she didn't make us do it. But we had to do it at church. And it was always the long blue jean skirts with the Reebok shoes.
Oh, my God. Blue jean skirts. With the white Reebok shoes. I promise I got a picture in an outfit just like that. I got a picture in an outfit just like that.
You can tell a Kojic woman or a Jehovah's Witness woman from a mile away. That damn Blue jean skirt and them t-shirt, them tennis shoes,
Oh, and yep, Ellis, the folded down socks.
and the folded down socks.
I used to wear the scrunch.
Huh?
I used to throw on the scrunch socks real quick when I got to
The
school to
scrunch
make it look a
socks?
little more fashionable, you know? Yeah.
You remember those hairstyles we used to wear with the bun in the back? What were they called? The French? What were they called? French
Yeah.
rolls. Everybody had
the French roll.
yeah, the French roll. Everybody had the French roll with the blue jean skirt and the t-shirt and the freaking Reebok shoes. Like we all looked the freaking same. Like like you knew how holy you were, how tight your French roll was. Like you was going to
Your French roll.
you was going to the beauty shop. What they call it? You was going to the beauty shop every Friday to get that damn French roll done before Sunday. Yes, that was crazy. Zion, I almost called you Christian. Zion, is it Zane? What is it?
Yeah, it's Zane.
Zane's. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. How old are you for TikTok purposes, please?
I'm 22.
Okay. Are you a believer in the God of the Bible, deconstructed, or an atheist?
Yeah, I believe in God of the Bible.
Okay. Which one of these topics up here did you want to discuss?
I like the second one.
Is Jesus the problem or solution for humanity?
Yeah, I think he's the solution.
Why is that?
I feel like if everyone acted like Jesus, everywhere would be a lot more loving and caring.
Why do you say that? Like Jesus was a supremacist, so should everybody be supremacists?
No, but everyone should care for your neighbor. Everyone should not be tempted by lust, pride, anger, and things like that. And everyone should genuinely stand up and help and love others. That's what everyone should do.
But Jesus didn't do that. And a
Oh, he
neighbor,
didn't?
no, a neighbor to Jesus was an Israelite. Remember,
Did he love Israelites?
hold on. Right. That's why I asked, should everybody just be supremacists? Like Jesus loved an Israelite. Right? That's like saying white supremacists love white people and everybody else is just, shouldn't get the same thing that white people get.
So did Jesus ever curse anyone out?
Yes.
Who?
When do you know that
Who?
when you wait and let me answer the damn question?
Calm down, bro.
Goodness.
I'm not angry.
Did I say you were angry?
Say he was angry.
No, someone told me to calm down though.
I said,
you
can
said
you
you were
wait and let me answer the damn question? And don't talk to the chat while you're on stage, okay? Just talk to me and her, okay? Because then who the fuck were you responding to just now?
Didn't she just say calm down?
I told him to calm down because he
There you
rushing
go.
That just means slow down.
Oh,
No, when you
usually
said I'm
she
not
just says calm
angry,
down.
when you said I'm not angry, who said you were angry?
Yo, when someone tells you to calm
nobody
down,
said
that
you
usually
were
means that you're angry.
No, it doesn't. It means
Yes, it does.
No, the fuck it doesn't.
You love to argue. This is the problem with
Oh,
black
do you
people.
know?
Like, calm
Oh,
down.
there we
What
go.
is
The supremacist bullshit. That's why
How?
you
It's
should act
true.
like Jesus.
Why do you have
That's what
stereotypes?
you
That's why you have
who the fuck
stereotypes.
brought up race?
Why are you getting?
Who brought up race? You dumb
Why are you getting
motherfucker.
mad?
Because you're dumb
Why are
ass.
you
Because
getting
you're
mad, you
stupid
idiot?
as fuck.
Stop getting.
Because you're stupid as fuck, and that's
You're
what you
getting
came
mad.
in here for. You fake
Look at
bitch.
you.
You are a fake.
like
you
Jesus.
fake as fuck.
Act
I
like
am
Jesus.
acting like Jesus. I am acting like Jesus. Jesus is fake as fuck. Jesus is a supremacist. So I'm acting like Jesus right the fuck now. Yo, scary ass. Why the fuck did you leave, dumb fuck? Stupid ass. I swear, you can't be nice to them. And then they come up here talking about love everybody. And then the first thing to come out of his fucking mouth is some racist ass shit. This is what's wrong with black people. No ma'am. No ma'am. Nope. I don't know what the fuck, because I could have sworn I blocked that ass. Nope. I don't even know what you're doing in my life. Fluff. Like, why would you be in here?
Oh,
I swear, like, I don't understand how I go through and I block, and then the very next day, the people that I blocked are unblocked.
they're here.
How is it happening?
TikTok playing games.
I woke up this morning, that other account was unblocked, and I'm like, how? Oso said the same
Right.
thing. Oso said that they were unblocked for him too. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. And the only thing that I can think of is the only people that have access to my block list are mine. Like, who's
Right.
unblocking
And
these
I don't touch it.
people?
I don't touch it. Because that ain't none of my concern. Unless you say go in there and get unblocked and unblock them, there's no need for me to even look at the block list.
Like, that's crazy. Like, unless TikTok is trying to be messy on purpose, I don't. I it's weird. Like, me, Fee, and Oso had to block these people again this morning. All three of us had to block these people this morning. All
That's
three of us.
ridiculous.
Exactly. Like, what? Like, is somebody orchestrating drama?
Seems like it. And then, but she's feeding into it because, again, why come in here?
It doesn't make sense. Like, they like
Take you and your 17 accents and sit on the other side.
the shit is crazy. I think she's hoping for a conversation about her. I don't give a fuck about her. I never did. Like not to talk about you like that. I never did. And I'm still not. But I'm trying to figure out why the fuck she's not blocked right now when I blocked her. Like, that's crazy. And if like anybody, like, and all the mods that I have, I fucking trust. Like, I can't even, like, I'm running through my head right now trying to even think, like, who could it be that's unblocking people? And it ain't even like there isn't even a mod on any of my lists that I don't know who's modding. Like, I don't have any old mods on the mod anymore. So I can't even think for the life of me who would be unblocking them. Yeah, I made sure of both accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cause that one thing I'm not gonna do is get involved in some grown adults bullshit. They can appeal a block. They can appeal a block.
Hold on here now.
They can appeal a block. How
Okay.
how you know they can appeal a block? How you know that? How you know that? I've never heard of that either. That wouldn't even be safe.
Nope. Because if I'm blocking you, it's because I want to be safe.
I'm waiting on that person. You heard it from one of the Learn TikTok pages? That's crazy. I mean, it's it's something because there's no reason that all three of us would have had to block both of them again this morning. All three of us had to block them this morning. So it's something. Right. Like, to orchestrate conflict. I don't know. I don't know. You shouldn't be able to. Well, something unblocked them. Um, Something unblocked them, both of them. Like, I didn't, and this is the crazy thing. This is how I find out she's unblocked, because she just reposted my live. Why she reposted it, I don't know. But that's how I find out she's unblocked. Yeah. And so I just had to block her again. So something's going on. I don't know. But enough about her. Y'all, the guest box is open if you are a believer, if you are deconstructing or an atheist and you act like you got some sense, the guest box is open. Don't come up and talk to us, y'all. Y'all know we gotta nurture this shit until uh we get to go back to the main page. Exactly, Mia. Exactly. Oh, I figured that was the case. Y'all got to give me something to talk about though, because y'all know my ass will run out of small talk quick, fast, and in a hurry. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about on Oso's live today. Oh, we had a good interview in stream with Mama Bash today. She's going to interview my daughter. I asked her if she would do an interview for my daughter, and she said yeah. So my daughter's excited about that. Yeah. Uh, Quigley.
Hey there. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
How old are you?
I am 55.
And are you a believer in the God of the Bible, deconstructing, or an atheist?
I am an atheist.
Okay. And which topic did you come up to discuss?
Well, I don't really accept any of the biblical narrative as fact, so I would have to entertain those as theory. And sure, it seems like a controlling thing to impose that over Adam and Eve. That story doesn't make sense in all sorts of ways.
Do you see any of this narrative or allegory working in society on the people that believe in it?
I can't believe that they don't understand that it's a direct attack on the very thing that they're being guilty of, which is denying knowledge in favor of believing in God.
And so, like, my question is like, in the story, the God, and the way I see it, is allegory for the different systems that we live in society. So, for example, the patriarchal system would be the deity in the story, and the garden would be the this the earth, right? Like the country that we're in, and the system within the patriarchy. Adam and Eve are the people that are indoctrinated into that system and see that as paradise. Not necessarily just someone who believes in a god, but believes in the authority of that system, if that makes sense. And then the serpent would be the dissenters, those that's trying to get people to recognize how the patriarchy has convinced us of specific lies that is actually harming all of us within this garden. And women, like the lie that women have been told is that they have no value if they don't have a man, that their only value is to be a wife, to give birth, that a man has to have control over them. And then the men in the patriarchal system are told that they are not valuable if they're not masculine, and if they don't have a wife, if they don't rule their household, if they don't work, um, if they don't reach a certain level. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then,
I do.
yeah. So, like, when I ask, did God lie to Adam and Eve in the garden to protect them or to control them? From an atheist standpoint, because I am an atheist, I don't know if you knew that. But from an atheist standpoint, how do you see that allegory in other systems, even if you want to talk about the patriarchy, or if you do see that allegory working in society today?
Well, again, I think we're both saying the same thing. I think that it's a direct representation of how society is currently working for believers who are turning down the apple of knowledge in favor of following an authority that they see as giving them objective truth and morality, despite them not having any way to confirm that they're in touch with that, besides their personal experiences and the claims of others that are going by their experiences, all of which we know are terribly unreliable for all sorts of reasons in all sorts of ways. So that's pretty immoral, in my view, for them to be using that system for their morality. So yeah, I'm just in violent agreement with the way you're portraying it, and I see it strongly in effect in all sorts of ways that you're mentioning present day.
Okay, well, I definitely thank you for coming up and sharing your thoughts with me.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really trying to figure out how we can all understand each other better, and it's a tough nut to crack. We can't see past our perspective biases, and it's really easy to have hubris in what we think we know and to not listen to people that we don't trust or believe in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So appreciate being a part of this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day, okay?
You too.
All right. Freebird, are you in the box on purpose or on accident? Mrs. KK?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Can I get your age, please, for TikTok purposes?
30.
And are you a believer? Well, yeah, I see your PFP. Which topic did you want to do?
What does the bottom one say?
It says, is Jesus the problem or the solution for humanity?
Oh, okay. And the top one is, did God lie to Adam and Eve to protect who? Sorry.
To protect them or to control them?
Oh, okay. I'll talk about the first one. I believe that God didn't lie to them.
Yeah, I don't want to focus on the lie. We can talk about that after we answer the question. Like, did he not want them to
Okay.
eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil to protect them or to control them?
Oh, okay, yeah. It was to protect them. Well, from my understanding of the Bible, it was to protect them from what we are dealing with now, as in sin. It's hard for me to explain it to you because you don't believe it. But so of my understanding of the Bible, I believe that God was to protect us from the fall of humanity. Yeah.
It's interesting for you to say it's hard for you to explain it to me because I'm not a believer, while not even taking into consideration that I may have been a believer for 30 years. I was a missionary, like I preached these stories.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think believers shouldn't make generalizations like that about non-believers and like negating their experiences or possible experiences with this belief system because it doesn't just like
Yeah.
disappear, right?
Yeah. Which is true. I agree with that. Sorry that I made that accusation. I just assume we have different type of views, and I didn't realize that you were once a Christian before, and now you're not Christian. So when I explain to people, it's hard for them that are atheists. It's hard for them to kind of have that understanding of what I'm talking about in terms of like sin and the fall of man and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, you know what that is. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
since you know that I know, can go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, oh yeah, so that's my understanding. I don't think that it was a lie. I think that
Well, not the
it was
lie. Was it like
oh
we'll
sorry,
go
it's not a
back to the
lie.
lie. We'll go back to
Yeah.
that. But was it to protect them or control? Like, go ahead and explain why you say protect them.
Yeah, so my understanding of why God was to protect them was so that we we like there was no sin in the garden, and so there was no sin in the garden, and so because they decided to eat of that, I believe that God was protecting them from the fall of what we're dealing with now.
Yeah,
And so that's sin.
yeah. You were going to explain that part, though. Explain that part.
Okay, sorry. Like as in what way?
When you say he's protecting us from what we're dealing with now, like, can you explain that part?
Oh, okay. So what I believe as a Christian is that we're in a world of sin now, where we go through suffering, where we go through just a lot of things that we're seeing now, like wars and all of that. And so I feel like that's what he is protecting. He protected them from in the garden. And so and so that's what I believe. I believe that if they didn't eat of what the fruit, then we would not been here today in the situation.
It's interesting because the God is the one who commands humans to kill other humans in war. Like, there's no other God in the ancient Near East that commands or militarizes humans against other humans except for this God. So, how could he be protecting us from something he commands? And that is unique to
Um,
him. Like, it's unique to this God to like command humans to go and kill other humans. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that humans didn't kill other humans before this God, but I'm saying for a God to command to militarize a group of humans and then command them to go into other lands and kill other humans in the act of war, that came from this God. So how can he be protecting us from something he commands?
um, and I can see what you mean by that. I just I don't know how to answer the question. Um, I feel like it wasn't from. Oh, how do I explain it? It's not from. Oh, this sounds silly. I feel like because of sin, it's not so much of um it's not so much of him demanding them to go and kill someone. I feel like it's more of like a sin standpoint, and not so much of, oh, I order you to go and kill someone and this and this and this, which I know where you're coming from, because in the Old Testament, that's what they used to do. And back in the day, God did call them to do that. But I think it's the overall of sin, and not just that.
But
Um,
how is it
and not just
protection?
that.
I'm asking, like, how is it protection? Like, believers believe that their God has power, all power, to wake them up every morning. Like, no human wakes up unless their God wants them to, right?
Yeah.
So,
But then at the same
hold on,
time, God.
hold on.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
no human wakes up unless your God wants them to. And so, if there were humans who were so called sinning, according to your God, because Adam and Eve ate from the tree in the garden, like, why would he wake them up and then command his special group of humans to go and kill them? Like, what, that seems like an unnecessary step, that just like added violence and put the taste of murder and war in the mouths of humans, commanded by a God, and with the backing of a God. So I don't quite see how that would be protection. And the way I see it is that he commanded them not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, so that his mercenaries or his militarized humans would not know the difference between moral goodness and moral evilness, so that they would see and act like him waking up humans and then commanding them to go and kill them as good because it came from a God, and not necessarily know that that's evil. That's quite evil.
Um, I still feel like people have their own free will to choose. And so I feel like in the Old Testament of him commanding them, it was for a purpose.
So hold on.
It wasn't just.
If they have free will to choose, if they said, no, God, I'm not going into Canaan and killing anybody because that's evil, what would your God have done?
Sorry, what was that again?
You said people have free will to choose. Like he commands it. And you're like, they had free will to choose, right? Although he commands it. And so if they would have said, no, Yahweh, I'm not going into Canaan and killing anybody, what would he have done? As a matter of fact, what did he do when they didn't want to, when they were scared? What did he do to them?
Um, I don't know. No, sorry. I'm just trying to answer your question.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the
No,
middle
I'm
of the
just
conversation.
yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of a way to answer your question.
Which
So,
which question?
yeah, the question you just asked.
About
Sorry.
what did he do?
Yeah, no, about us having a free will.
I didn't
So,
ask her if you have free will. I didn't ask that question.
no, about how I said that we have a free will and you said that then if we had a free will, then why does
I
God
didn't
not
say that.
let us use that
I
free
didn't
will?
say if you have free will. I said what I said, does it make sense for your God to say go kill somebody and then you say no, Yahweh, I'm not going to do it? What would he have done? I didn't say if you have free will or like y'all don't have free
No,
will,
I said we have a free will. I
Right.
said
I'm not trying to
we
change
have
this
a free will.
conversation to free will. I know believers want to do that. I don't care if you
Oh
if you
no,
believe you have free will. What I'm asking is what
I'm
would
just
he have
saying.
done? What would he have done if somebody said, no, Yahweh, I'm not going over there to kill somebody?
We don't really know that.
You know,
We don't really know
you do.
that.
That's why I changed the question to what did he do when they didn't want to go and when they went into Canaan and they were scared and they didn't want to fight? What did he do to them? You do know what he did. You do know it's in the Bible.
Yeah, I do know what he did,
Yeah, what did he do?
but yeah, but that was
Wait, answer the
he
question.
obviously he got rid of
What?
them. He got rid of
No,
them.
he
He
didn't.
killed them.
No, he didn't. Nope, he didn't. But let's say
I,
that's the right answer, right? Let's say he got rid of them. Is that them having a choice? Like, is he respecting their choice?
no.
No. So like, if he says to his mercenaries, "Go and kill," right, and they fear him, right? They're just gonna go and kill, especially if they lack the knowledge of good and evil. Right? If they think that everything this God commands is good because he's God and they have this fear or reverence for him, right? They're just gonna go and do what he say while believing they
Yeah.
have free will.
No. So I thought we weren't talking about the free
I said
will,
while
but
believing they have free will. And we're still not talking about the free will.
yeah, but so my point was that um well, I don't know if we can say free will, but my point was that we do have a free will to choose. So I
You
understand where
like
you're
are
coming from.
no, you don't, because you're not even
What's
addressing what I said. Like y'all are like believers want to talk. It's almost like y'all have like these specific points: the fall, what sin is, and then free will. Like I'm not even debating whether you have free will or
no,
not. Can you address the what I just stated? Like if your God commands, like what sense does it make for a God to wake up humans only to command humans to go and kill those humans he woke up the same day? That's putting the taste of
yeah,
murder and war in the mouths of humans as an unnecessary step. But for what reason? And again, as I stated, how I see this God uh, convincing them not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and to not gain a moral conscience was so that he could control them. He could convince them that everything he commands them to do is good because their morality is founded on him. He is their foundation of morality. So if he tells them to go into a land and kill humans, they just do it because everything he does is good. And they lack their own ability to say, no, Yahweh, I'm not doing that. And
But if you
when
look at
humans
the
gain
bigger
that, one
picture,
second, when humans gain that ability, after Adam and Eve ate from the tree and gained a moral conscience, and they could question the things that Yahweh was telling them to do, and they say, no, Yahweh, I'm not going in there to kill anybody, right? That's what you are calling free will. They get punished by Yahweh for using that so-called free will.
but I think that it's a bigger moral than God just going in and commanding people to kill someone. I feel like what you're saying is like it's a broad thing, whereas I feel like in that context of what you're talking about, it was a specific story to a specific
What does that
to the
matter?
Israelites. To
Okay,
the Israelites.
are
So it
the
wasn't
Israelites
just for
human?
anybody to.
Are they human?
Yeah, but
Okay,
what I'm trying to say is, it
what's
wasn't
different
just
about it? I need to understand what's different about him commanding
okay.
the Israelites to go and kill the Canaanites versus him commanding you today to go and kill somebody in Florida. What's the difference?
Well, back then the Israelites were in bondage,
No, they
and
weren't.
so
No, they
they
weren't. No,
were
they were not
the
in
Jews.
bondage
The
when he told them
Jews.
to go and kill the Canaanites. They were in the wilderness. They were not in bondage, and the Canaanites did not enslave the Israelites. And so what? So what if they were in bondage? That
No,
gives.
it wasn't.
Hold
It
on,
wasn't.
hold on. So are you saying that African Americans have the right to go and take out white people because they were in bondage, and they could say our God told us to?
No,
Then what's the
I'm not
difference?
saying
Why
that.
are you saying that the Israelites, that is different for a God to tell the Israelites to go and kill versus a God telling non-Israelites to go and kill? What's the difference? Why do they get special rights to go and kill?
It's not about special rights. It was just a time that those people were in bondage.
Okay, what's
They
the
were in
difference between
bondage, and
their
so then they
bondage
came
and African
out
Americans' bondage?
because back then, in those times, they there was like certain lands that they could take and that they couldn't take,
What
and
does
so
that
if
have
you
to do
even
with
if you
bondage? You keep changing the subjects. What is the
no,
difference?
so
What's the
if
difference?
they were to go into a
What
land,
is
God
the
promised them the
they were
land.
not
God,
until not that didn't happen until after they got out of bondage. What is the difference between them being in bondage and everybody else being in bondage? Every human's ancestors on this planet has been in bondage. What is the difference between them being in
because
bondage and other cultures being in
okay,
bondage?
okay, because back then those were they are God's people. That's how they
So chosen people can kill.
no, not chosen
Then what's
people
the
can kill.
difference?
I
You
don't.
said they were God's people. What's the difference? Are you God's person? Are you God's people?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go and kill.
So
But
what's the difference? Why not you but them?
because back in the days, God had an order for them. It wasn't just like go around and just decide to kill whoever you want.
The order
Back
was for them to
then,
kill, period. You keep saying like whoever you want. Like the order was for them to kill, period. And think about the question that I asked. Your all powerful God is responsible for waking humans up. And the same humans that he supposedly wanted dead, he woke up and then commanded other humans to go and kill them.
but
For
what do you mean
what?
by woke up? What do you mean by woke up?
I asked you if your God was responsible for waking humans up every morning and that a human does not wake up unless your God wants them to. And you said yes. So do you want to take that back now?
No, I don't want to take it back.
So is your God responsible for waking humans up? Like humans wake up because your God wants them to. And if he didn't want them to, they would not.
That's like a trick
It's
question.
not a trick question. Do you thank your God for waking you up every day?
Yes,
Why? If that's such a trick question, why are you thanking him if he has nothing to do with you waking up?
because I feel like your question is like a trap
It's
question.
not a
It's
trap
not
question.
really.
It's a direct question.
No,
It's a
it's a
very
trap
direct
question. And
it's a
so,
very direct question. Does your God wake you up every morning? Like do you wake up because your God allowed you to?
yes.
Okay, if okay, so if your God allowed you to wake up and he is responsible for you waking up in the morning, if he didn't want you to wake up, would you wake up?
Um, I would say, I would say no.
Right. And so if he's responsible for waking humans up, and if he doesn't want them to wake up, they wouldn't wake up. If he didn't want the Canaanites to be on earth, all he had to do was not wake them up, not allow them to wake up, instead of putting the taste of war and murder and death and the power of life and death in the hands of humans that you call chosen, that you're sitting here saying they have the right to kill because they're chosen by your God, but
I didn't
nobody
say
else
that.
does. You literally did say he gave them an order for them to go and kill not just everybody, only certain people. You did say that.
I didn't say that. I said that there was an order. Order doesn't mean that it was that I told him to that they told him to go kill everybody.
Did he tell them to
It
go and
means
kill
that
anybody? But did the
no,
order
there was
say go
specific.
kill? Did the order say go kill anyone at all?
Yes,
Okay,
he did
that's
order
the
people to go
problem.
kill them.
If your God is responsible for waking up humans, why would he put the power of life and death or murder or war or genocide in the hands of other humans? If he didn't want those humans to wake up, much like you just said, that all he had to do was not wake them up. Why did he put the act in the hands of other humans? You talked about, you said the reason why he didn't want them to eat from the tree was because he was trying to protect us from war, right? From humans killing other humans, but he commanded
Yeah,
it. He literally commanded
but
it.
I
He
to be
hold on,
honest,
he's
I
the
don't
only
know.
hold on,
To
he's
be
the
honest, I don't know why he does that.
you, so it's not that you can't explain it because I'm a non-believer, it's because you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you explain to me why you think he
I
did
already
that?
did. I
You
already
just
did.
think that he's evil.
No, I first off, using logic. If he tells in the story, right? And this is an internal critique because I don't. To me, your God is just an idea, and there's some white man behind uh the puppet strings. But your God commands the humans that he creates not to gain a moral conscience. Okay, you know what a moral conscience is?
Yes.
Okay. So he tells them, do not gain a moral conscience. Let me ask you this. Are you glad that you have a moral, do you have a moral conscience today? Maybe I should ask that first.
Yes.
Are you glad that you have it?
Yes.
Why are you glad to have something that your God originally did not want you to have as protection?
Because I get to choose and I know from the Bible
You get to choose
what is
what?
good and evil. I get to choose if I want to live for Christ today or
That
to.
has nothing to do with moral conscience. I'm asking about the moral conscience. You know what moral conscience is?
No, but you just asked me why I'm happy to have it
A
if
moral
God was taking me
conscience.
back from the
Why
garden.
are you,
Yeah, that's why I'm happy to have it.
why? What does the moral conscience do for you today that you are happy to have?
Because I'm able to think. Like I'm able to
That
think, I'm
has nothing,
able to do
it
things.
has nothing to do with just thinking.
Okay, then explain to me what is moral conscience
A,
then?
a moral conscience is your ability to to discern in whether your behaviors, your actions are morally good or morally evil. That's a moral conscience,
Okay,
right?
so why would I not be happy I don't have that?
Okay. It's a good thing that you are happy that you have that, but your God didn't want you to have that in this story.
Okay, so
Okay,
what's your point?
that the reason. Let me ask you a question. Why doesn't that shock you that your God did not want you to have a moral conscience? The thing that you are happy to have today. Why doesn't it shock you that your God originally did not want you to have that ability?
Because of who I am today.
You are who you are today because you have a moral conscience. And because hold
No,
on, you listen.
but
No, wait,
I'm not
stop.
perfect.
Hold on,
I'm not
hold on.
perfect. I still
For
have
some reason,
emotions
you
in
all
that.
can like. It's difficult having these conversations with y'all because all y'all know is sin, wretchedness, free will, Jesus on the cross, Jesus risen, hell. Like I get that you want to rag on yourself, but I'm trying to have like a critical thought conversation with you and go outside. This isn't church, right? And you're not here to convert. This is just a discussion, okay? So forget about the church doctrine. I'm asking about common sense and logic and you and your thoughts, not what your preachers say and all of that, okay? Can you do that? Can you throw off the Sunday school lesson and just have a one-to-one with me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So my question was, okay, you say that the reason you're not shocked that your God originally did not want the humans he created to be able to do what you can do today and say, I'm not going to go and kill another person because that would be evil. Your God didn't want you to have that ability. Your God didn't want you to have the ability to say, I'm not going to slap the shit out of Adam just because I'm feeling frustrated. That would be evil. Why aren't you shocked that he didn't want you to have that ability?
Okay, try and not make it churchy because how do I answer this without like saying I'm a sinner? I don't know how to answer it without
But
saying that I'm a sinner, but
you wouldn't have been a sinner.
but
You wouldn't. The only reason you know that you are a sinner and keep saying you are a sinner is because in this story, Eve ate the fruit. You wouldn't have known. The only thing that makes you a sinner is you not obeying this God. So in the story, if this God say go kill and you disobey, you are a sinner. Not killing doesn't make you the sinner. It's disobeying the God. The God does not prioritize morality. He prioritizes obedience. And so the only reason you keep saying or know that you are a sinner is because in the story, Eve ate from this tree. And you know the difference between moral goodness and moral evilness. But what I'm asking you is prior to that, your God did not want you to know that the things that your body could do, the things your mouth could say, the places your feet could take you could be morally evil or morally good. Why? Why didn't he want you to know that if your body feels frustration and emotion and you take your hand and you slap the shit out of somebody, that is morally evil? Why didn't this God want you to know that?
um I don't know. I have to ask God when I go to heaven. I don't know why he didn't want us to know that in the garden.
Not in the garden, period. He didn't want you to
Yeah,
know
but
that,
I don't know
period.
why. We don't know why. We can't answer those kind of
Then if
questions.
y'all can't answer those questions, then you know how y'all will tell perfect strangers, Jesus loves you. You know how y'all do that?
Yeah.
Y'all shouldn't do that. Because love requires you to know the mind and heart of a person. And every time we ask y'all questions about your God, y'all's answers are, I don't know. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. No one knows the mind of God, yet somehow y'all know that he loves me. somebody who don't want his ass. But y'all constantly, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about believers. Selena, you're off mute. Y'all constantly tell me what's in the mind and heart of your Jesus regarding me. So if y'all can't answer these questions that non-believers have, y'all should not be telling non-believers that Jesus loves them, because that requires you to know the mind and heart of Jesus, especially when dealing with love, because love is a deep, intimate emotion.
That's not true, though.
What's not true?
That's not true.
What's not true?
We can say that Jesus does love
You
you
can say whatever you want.
because
That doesn't make it
yeah,
true. How do you
but
know Jesus loves me? Tell me that. How do you know? Are you in Jesus' mind and heart? Do you know Jesus' mind?
no.
Do you know his
Does
thoughts?
Jesus?
Hold on. Do you know Jesus?
No,
Wait. Do you know Jesus' thoughts about me?
I don't know every
No.
detail, but I know
Do
that
you?
he.
Hold on. Do you
No,
know?
but
Wait. Do you know what Jesus thinks about me? Yes or no?
not entirely.
What do you know that Jesus thinks about me? Since it's not entirely, tell me what you do know.
He knows that I know that
No,
you are
no,
loved
no, no,
by
no. I didn't
Jesus.
ask what you know. What
Okay.
does Jesus know about? What does Jesus think
Okay.
about me?
Hey, that you are loved.
By
That you
hold
are
on.
more. You
Hey,
are.
hey, hey, hey.
No,
No,
here,
no, no,
let me
no, 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 no. Because
finish.
you don't answer
You're not
questions.
letting me
You don't
finish.
answer questions. I don't want to know what you think. I want to
If
know.
you want
I don't
answers,
want to know what you think. I want to know what Jesus thinks about me. What you know that Jesus thinks about me. That's what I want to know.
you don't want to know what. You basically don't want to know what I think.
No.
What the Bible says.
No, I want, you said you know
Okay.
Jesus is what Jesus thinks about me. I want to know what's in Jesus's
Okay. So
mind.
this is a
Hold
hard
on, hold on.
conversation
Let
then.
me ask the question, because you I want to know what is in Jesus's mind and heart about me, not what you think it
I
is.
can't answer. Okay, but I can't answer that
Right.
question without referencing the
No,
Bible,
not the
which you
Bible.
don't
Is
agree
Jesus
on.
in the
Yeah,
Bible?
but you don't.
Is he in the Bible, or is
Yes,
he
but you don't
alive?
agree on that.
Hold on.
You don't agree on
Is he
that
in the
because you're
Bible? Hey,
putting
I ain't in the Bible. So Jesus, there ain't nothing in that.
no,
Hold
but
on.
you're putting
Hold
your no.
on. God dang. You and I cannot talk at the same time. I'm not in that book. I didn't live in the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, the Stone Age. I didn't live in 1st century Rome, 4th century Rome, 5th century Rome. This is 2025. I mean, damn, this is 2026. I want to know what Jesus thinks about me today. And I'm the fucking host, King Bella. With y'all crybaby asses. I want to know what Jesus thinks about me today. What's in his heart
I'm
and
not
and
offended.
his mind.
I'm not offended.
Don't answer the chat. This is my live. I answer the
No, I'm,
chat, not you. Don't answer the chat. Okay? I'm the
I'm
host. You're
not
not.
offended.
When you stop doing that, I'm asking you to stop doing that, and you keep doing it. Stop doing that. I I want to know what Jesus thinks in his heart and his mind about me today in 2026. And Jesus is alive, resurrected heart and mind, not in that book. Because I don't live in the book. I'm not in the book.
Okay, so then that's hard for me to answer that. I can't answer that for you
Why?
because the knowledge of what I have of who Jesus is in the Bible.
Exactly. So y'all shouldn't be telling people that Jesus loves them when you have no idea, right? If let's say your God is alive, you have no idea what's in his heart or in his mind, because you can't even answer simple questions. Like, especially if your answer is going to be, I can't answer that because I'm not God, or I can't answer that because no one knows the mind of God, or his thoughts are not our thoughts, and all of that.
I
Then
can
hold on, can
answer it.
you not interrupt me? You can't answer that. You just told me that you could not answer the questions I had about the garden. You just told me that.
No, I can, but you don't want to hear from a biblical standpoint.
Then tell me why
That's what's
then
making it
answer the
hard.
question that I asked. Why did your God command the humans to not know the difference between moral goodness and moral evilness. Since you can answer it, answer it.
No,
Okay, hold on.
that is something I can't
Jenny, get the fuck
answer.
out. Like if you got a problem with my tone of voice, don't bring your fragility ass in here. Your fragile ass in here. Go ahead.
That is something I can't
It,
answer, and that's an honest
I
truth.
just said
That's an
you
honest
couldn't
truth.
answer that. I just said that you said you
Yeah,
couldn't answer that, but then you no, stop. Wait. I just said that you said you couldn't answer that. Then you said no, you just don't want it from a biblical standpoint. So that's a lie that you've told on me, right?
no, but we're talking about how do I know if Jesus
No,
loves you? That's
I
something I
didn't
can't
say
answer.
that's not what I was talking about. I'm saying if you
No, you
can't,
were.
no, it's not.
I can answer that
I can
question, but I
I
can't
can
answer
play
the
it
first
back.
question.
Stop. I can play it back. If you cannot answer the questions about the garden, if you cannot answer these questions that non-believers have about your God, and then you should not be telling non-believers that your God loves them, because that requires you to know the mind and heart of your God about that person. That's what I'm
No, you're bringing
saying.
the love thing in
No,
again. You're bringing in the love topic
are
again.
you okay? Are you okay? Do you not hear me saying if this, then that? That requires
Yeah,
two.
but
Will
you're
you
bringing it
stop
in terms
fucking
of
talking while I'm talking? Dang. This is why you are not understanding what I'm saying. As I stated, if you cannot answer the questions about the garden that a non-believer has because you don't know the mind of your God, then neither do you know the mind of your God regarding that believer to tell that believer your God loves them. Because it could be very well that that believer could be someone like me who have blasphemed the Holy Spirit. Someone like me who don't give a fuck about your God. But yet you're telling that person God loves you. God loves you while not being able to answer questions about that same God. It is straight up gaslighting.
Can I say something now?
As long as you respond to what I'm talking about.
Okay. Am I gonna get cut off?
As I stated, as
Okay.
long as you
I
respond to
can't
what I'm
answer your
talking
first
about.
question.
Hold on.
Okay, I can't answer
As
your
long as
first
you respond to
question.
what we are talking
You're not
about.
even letting me
Will you
talk. You're not
stop?
even
Because you
letting me
just
have a.
said something. Stop. As long as you are responding to what we are talking about, you will not get cut off. But if you talk about shit that we ain't talking about, I'm going to cut you off and I'm going to put you back on topic. You can't just run away with the conversation. Don't fucking type in all caps in my comments. Go ahead.
Okay. But I can't answer your first question. I'm sorry
You
that I
already
can't
told me
answer
that.
that. I want to know the answer
You
myself,
already told me
but
that.
obviously I can't. But I didn't even want to bring it up because it's gonna start an argument. So what's the next question? I won't
There
even
is
bring it
no
up.
next question. Address what I just said. Like this is what I'm talking about. There is no next question. Address what I just said. I've said it 3 times. And then like the crazy thing about it is that the believers in the comments, if I say don't type in caps in my comments and then you go and you do it and you just type random caps, that lets me know that like you're doing it to just cross boundaries. But y'all will get on this fucking stage and y'all will say Jesus said love your neighbor as you love yourself. Jesus said he loves you. And you are supposed to be the representation of this Jesus. But y'all are so fucking disrespectful. It's ridiculous. Y'all can't even show, like, I don't even see it as love for you to, I'm talking right now.
No,
Why are you talking while I'm talking? Dang. Y'all want to talk so much you don't listen when other people are
no.
talking. No, because I am talking. There are words coming out of my mouth right now.
But what?
Y'all want to preach all the damn time and you don't care about how your actions affect other people. This is exactly the mindset that your God wanted y'all in. Y'all are like robots. Sin, fall, Israelites, Jesus, heaven, wretched, free will. Like the same talking points with no substance whatsoever. Y'all can't even you can't even discuss the stories in your Bible on a deeper level or an intellectual level because all y'all are so used to just being preached to and then regurgitating talking points that your preachers give you. Y'all are like yes bots. No, I'm not okay. I'm pissed right now. That's something else I can do that y'all motherfuckers can't do.
So can I talk now? Can I ask you a question?
Can you address what I've already said?
Okay, so the second one was I can't really see because it's small.
What?
Then wait, sorry, I'm trying to read it. The topic.
She's doing this shit on purpose. Y'all see that? For her
No,
to
I'm
for her to
not.
go
The
back to
topic.
for her to go back to the post, trying to read the post, she's doing this shit on purpose. This is what I'm
No,
talking about.
you're no Jesus, the problem or the solution for humanity.
No,
Can I ask that
absolute,
question?
absolutely not. You haven't even addressed the topic that you did choose. No, no. Yeah, she's doing it on purpose. This is what they do. They think it's funny.
No, I'm trying to answer your questions, but you've been screaming at me.
Yeah, maybe if you would stop talking over me, I wouldn't have to raise my damn voice.
I'm
Maybe if you actually acted like you loved your so-called neighbors like Jesus told you to, I wouldn't have to raise my voice. And I'm not ashamed of it. If you talk over me, I'm going to raise my voice. If you piss me
okay,
off,
but can I at
you
least
will see
talk?
that there you go again, doing it again. If you piss me off, you will see that I am pissed off because I don't have to hide my shit like y'all do. I don't have to be fake. I don't have
But
to
why are
I
you
don't have to
screaming
live.
at me though?
I don't have to pretend and be this so-called fake ass yes bot
But why are you so angry
because you keep
though?
talking over me. That's why. That's your answer.
Really, come on.
That's your answer.
Come on. That's
That's the answer.
really?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So then
You
my
know
next
what
question
happens?
is
Hold on. You know what's supposed to happen when you ask that question? What
You get the answer.
exactly? Yeah. What's supposed to happen when you ask that question?
I don't know.
Exactly. The only reason you're asking that question
This.
is because you are rage baiting. It's because you are intentionally pushing my buttons intentionally. You don't care what's making me angry. And when I tell
I'm
you what,
sorry.
stop talking over me. When I tell you what's making me angry, if you actually gave a damn, you would pivot, you would adjust, but you don't. This is how I know your Jesus
We're
ain't
having a
shit. This is how
conversation.
I know your Jesus ain't shit. The words in that Bible ain't shit. Your God ain't shit, and you ain't shit for following this shit.
We're literally having a
That was my fault.
we're having a conversation like adults.
Sure.
It's not like adults if you keep talking over her and she asks you not to.
Okay, if that's your opinion, then that's all good.
No, that's a
That's where
fact.
everyone's.
That
She's
is a
just
Everyone,
mad she
fact.
couldn't
It's a
explain
fact
shit.
that you are too childish
I'm
to
not.
not talk.
Okay, all good.
She's just
All
mad she
good. All
couldn't
the best
explain
for you
shit, and this
guys.
is what they do. They get
No,
childish,
all good.
but they
I'm
just
not
don't
mad.
realize that I don't mind getting childish with their asses, and I
I'm
ain't
not mad,
ashamed
but
of
all
it.
good.
I ain't ashamed of it at all. I put my lip gloss on, and I'll talk shit with my motherfucking lips popping.
Let's talk then. Come on, let's talk. I want to get to the root. Why did you leave
That's
Christianity?
none of your fucking
Let's get to the
business. That's
root.
none of your fucking business. None of your business. Didn't tell you I was gonna talk to you about that.
All good. All right, all good then. We'll catch you up later.
Yeah. Bye. Maybe if Jesus actually did talk to y'all, y'all wouldn't be such assholes. Maybe.
Mhm.
All right, so what's going on? You
How old are you?
good,
How old
Jimmy?
are you?
I'm 29.
Are you a believer, deconstructing, or an atheist?
I am non-denominational.
Okay,
I
so
am a
pick a
follower of
topic.
Christ.
Pick a topic.
Did God allow Adam and Eve to protect them or control? God don't lie,
Okay,
first of
just pick a
all.
topic, please. Pick a topic. Which topic?
Hold on. Is Jesus the problem? All these
Which
topics are
topic? Just pick one.
garbage.
Okay, do you want to
You
talk?
got
Do you?
garbage
Okay, so then
topics.
get down.
Because
All right.
no,
Hey,
but
hey, hey, hey,
look
hey,
at what
hey.
you're
I
saying.
don't
Go
care.
read the
I don't
Bible.
care. If you don't want to discuss one of the topics, get off my stage. Goodbye. Thank you for coming up. Goodbye.
Go read the Bible,
Okay,
cuz.
cool.
Go read the
Goodbye.
Bible.
All right, goodbye.
How is
Okay,
God a
hey,
liar?
hey, 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 hey. Since you don't want to pick a topic,
God
get off my stage. Don't show
is God
everybody
a
how bad Jesus really is, okay?
liar?
Since you
Is
don't
God a
want to
liar?
pick a topic, get off my stage, Jesus follower.
Is God a liar?
I want to get off my
You lost
stage.
your mic.
I know, y'all. I'm resetting it. Thank y'all. But you might want to get off my stage, Jesus follower. Like, don't show people that Jesus doesn't respect boundaries and that Jesus doesn't actually mean love your neighbor. Because that's what you're doing right now. Goodbye. Goodbye, Shakur. They don't know how to take no for an.
Bunch of rapists.
Yeah. This is what Jesus does. Like in the entitlement. You know, take rejection when someone says they don't want you around. They don't want you to, like, if you don't want to pick a topic, please get off my stage. Goodbye, Shakur. You all need to learn what the word narcissist means. Setting boundaries and enforcing your boundaries is not narcissism. Shakur, get the fuck off my stage. I hope you know, Shakur, that this live has over 400 people watching it, and a lot of them are believers trying to figure out if they still want to follow your Jesus. And over the last 2 years, Shakur, I have helped over 800 people deconstruct from your Jesus, but not because of the things that I talk about in here. They deconstruct from your Jesus, but because of how believers behave on my stage. And your lack of being able to show this so-called fruit of the Spirit, your lack of being able to actually love your neighbor as Jesus says to. Y'all coming in here and being violent and disrespectful. It is believers who have caused other believers to deconstruct from Jesus. And you are part of that right now. And your behavior is streamed on YouTube and will actually be on YouTube for, I don't know, years to come, for other believers to see believers in action and decide that they no longer want to follow Jesus because it's all fake. I'm going to ask you one more time, Shakur, to leave my stage. Well, since I have to take Jesus down, goodbye, Shakur. And this time you are blocked. Do not bring your ass back. Wish I could block Jesus in real life.
Hello?
Selena, can you start at my mic went out again?
Hey, listen.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine.
All right. Hold on. Are you a believer? Are you deconstructing or are you an atheist?
I'm a believer.
Okay, which topic do you want to? How old are you for TikTok purposes?
54.
Awesome. Which topic did you want to discuss?
We can take the first one.
Did God lie to Adam and Eve to protect them or to control them?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so did he? Okay,
Let me ask him.
he picked the
You could
first.
do this one if you want to, but let me ask him a quick question, if that's okay. Do you want to do this one, Selena?
You good?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I know you can go ahead because
Okay.
y'all gonna be hearing some strange.
Okay. Lou, as a believer, what do you think of the behavior of the last believer on stage, repping Jesus?
When honest.
It wasn't honest.
You said the last believer, the young lady, she wasn't
No,
honest.
not the young lady, the young man,
No, not her.
the
Oh,
Shakur.
oh, he just didn't listen.
No. What do you think of his behavior?
In his behavior, he didn't listen to you.
That's all you see is that he did not listen.
Well, you asked him a simple question. I just feel like he didn't answer your
That's
question.
all I asked him.
Well, you started out. That was the first point
That
to pick a
right,
topic.
but that's all you saw.
That he couldn't pick a topic.
Right. I'm
And
asking. That's all you saw.
is that all I saw?
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay. So what else did you see? That was that like what else did you see?
I've seen a confrontation. You asked me, do I think he was wrong?
No. What did you see? What do you think of his behavior while he was on stage?
In his behavior, I think that he did not listen and answer the question that was asked of him. When he first got on there, you asked him to pick a topic.
And that's it.
And then he started to attack you, not answer your question, and then started to try to tell you how to run your platform.
And that's it. I guess it's
Yeah.
interesting. Like the reason why I'm asking is because in your Bible, Paul says that believers are to hold believers accountable, and that you all are not supposed to be trying to hold non-believers accountable. It's those that are within your cult that you are responsible for. But I don't typically see believers doing that. When believers come in here and they are disrespectful, they cross boundaries because I repeatedly asked that man to leave my space and he refused. I find it interesting that you did not name him crossing my boundaries, him staying on my stage, and him not leaving when I asked him to as the main problem. That inability to respect a no is what causes women to be raped. It's what causes young children to be raped. It's what causes harm on a lot of people. It's quite literally what we saw believers doing with the monks when the monks were walking in peace and the monks were telling the Christians, no, we don't want Jesus, we don't want your message. Please leave us alone. Let us walk in peace. And the believer would not respect that boundary. The believer kept crossing that boundary, wouldn't respect the consent. And I find it interesting that you did not acknowledge him crossing my boundary. You did not acknowledge him not respecting the fact that I no longer gave him consent to be on my stage. And that wasn't a problem for you. That's interesting to me.
I had a problem with that.
You did, but you didn't name it, and I kept asking, "Is that it?
Yeah,
Is that it? Is that?" I kept asking. But what I find interesting too is that believers focus on the non-believer, right? They focus on my reaction to the disrespect, right? They focus on my language so that they can point that out and feel morally superior, while all at the same time ignoring their Christ on stage, the representation of their Christ on stage. And then when I say, hey, there's over 400 people watching this live right now, half of which are trying to figure out if they want to deconstruct from this Jesus, and your behavior on stage is what usually tips them over. And the believers don't give a damn about that. They care more about fighting my ass as a non-believer. I find that really interesting. And for me, I've had conversations with believers for 2 years, every night, damn near for 2 years, 5 nights a week for 2 years. And when I first started these conversations, my goal was to see if a believer could convince me that what I had learned about this God was wrong. But the actions, the behaviors, and seeing it in 4 fucking K has convinced me even more that this shit is fucking fake. And what it actually is a brainwashing system that brainwashes its believers into forgiving and advocating for the bullshit that these men and women in power do.
May I speak? Mm-hmm. Did I do that to you?
When you wouldn't acknowledge what the believer did, and then you tried to say, I did see that after I named it.
I named things that I saw that stood out to me.
Right.
And the first thing I said was, I feel like he didn't follow your instructions.
You said he didn't answer a question.
He didn't listen.
Answer your question.
Right. What I'm talking about is the fact that he crossed my boundary and would not leave after I asked him to.
I was just waiting for you to drop him.
But that ain't what I asked though. I left him up on purpose. So because I asked him to leave. I shouldn't have to drop him. If I asked him, if I ask him to leave, he should do that. I left him up on purpose to see how long he would sit there and cross my boundary. And then the fact that I kept asking you as a believer, what did you see? What do you think about that last believer's behavior? And you didn't name that.
If you noticed, the first thing I thought was the young lady you were speaking of.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because I wasn't thinking about, you was thinking about
what does that have to do with anything though? But I told you that's all well and good. It doesn't change the fact that when you learned that I was talking about the guy, you still did not name his behavior.
Okay, but I didn't disagree with you. I agree.
You still didn't name it.
Even if I didn't name it, you still teach it, right? You're teaching.
I'm not teaching. No, I'm not.
Or you can see things that I did not see.
You didn't see that?
I see.
You didn't see him sit on my stage after I constantly asked him over and over and over to leave?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And as I stated, I find it interesting that is the thing that you did not name. That is the and that not respecting someone's boundaries, not getting upset and not knowing how to take no as an answer is the behavior that causes women to be raped, children to be raped, people to get harmed. And believers don't respect boundaries.
I agree. Am I crossing your boundary?
No, you're not crossing my boundary, but you ignored it. And when and with the accountability of your fellow believer, with me asking you, what do you think about the behaviors of a believer or a member of the body of Christ?
Honestly, I don't know what he believed because I didn't hear. I don't know what.
Yes, he did say that he was a believer. He that's the first question I ask anytime anybody gets on stage. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what denomination he is. He stated when he got on stage that he was a believer in Christ. He believes in the resurrection, and he is here to represent your Savior.
Okay. Now, I don't believe in Jesus, my Savior, that you're talking about. So I don't believe what he believed.
Did she ask you when you got on stage if you were a believer in the God of the Bible?
I believe. She asked, do you believe in God? And I do.
Did she? No, we always say the God of the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, there's more than one God in the Bible. I don't believe in Jesus.
You know what God we're talking about when we say the God of the Bible.
No, I don't. You just said
we ain't talking about Baal. Who is the God of the Bible? This is what I'm talking about. Like the gaslighting is getting ready to start.
I'm not gaslighting. If you ask me, I believe in the Most High.
The Most High is.
Hey, the Most High.
Okay, and he is the God of what? Is he in the Bible?
He's in the Bible.
Is he the God of the Bible?
Not by himself.
Is he the God of? Oh, fucking gosh.
Yes, he's in there.
The gaslighting is crazy as hell.
You asked me.
It is let me ask you a question. Do Christians believe that Jesus is the God of the Old Testament?
Christians do. I don't.
Are they the same? Is the God of the Old Testament the same as the God you believe in? The same God in the Old Testament that brought the Israelites out of Egypt is the same God you believe in?
The one that brought him out of Israel, yes.
Okay. That person was on stage repping your God.
He wasn't representing
Yes,
mine.
he was.
Okay, you say I just disagree. I don't think
So
so.
what's the difference between you and him?
One, I'm being respectful
No,
to
I'm
you.
talking
I'm
about the
not.
God. What's the difference
Okay.
between him believing that believing that Yahweh is the God of the Bible, and you believing that Yahweh is the God of the Bible?
Okay. I didn't hear him say anything about Yahweh.
It's Jesus. To him, Jesus is Yahweh in the Old Testament.
And to me,
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's the same God. And
no, it's
it is
not.
the same God in the Old Testament. If Jesus is Yahweh in the Old Testament, Jesus brought the Israelites out of Egypt.
I don't.
It's
I
the
don't.
same God.
I don't. I don't subscribe to
It, it's the
Jesus.
it's the I'm talking about the God in the Old Testament. What's the
Okay. To me,
difference? What's the difference with him believing Yahweh brought the Israelites out of Egypt and you believing Yahweh brought the Israelites out of Egypt? What's the difference?
I do not think Yahweh and Jesus are the
What's the
same.
difference between him believing that Yahweh brought the Israelites out of Egypt and you believing Yahweh brought the Israelites out of Egypt? What's the
I
difference?
just. I just
It
told
didn't
you.
say
I
nothing
don't.
about Jesus. What is the difference with him believing that Yahweh brought the Israelites out of Egypt and you believing that Yahweh brought the Israelites out of Egypt? What's the difference?
If he believes Yahweh did that, we believe the same. I didn't hear him say
Oh
anything
my
about Yahweh.
God. Yahweh is Jesus to him. It's the same
Not to
God.
me.
It
Not to
doesn't
me.
matter. It's the same God, same story.
I,
Same story, same
okay.
God. It's the
To
same
that,
God.
what,
No matter what this is why I said it doesn't matter about denominations. It is the same God in this Bible. Yes, I am angry, you motherfuckers. Like, I'm so sick of you childish little motherfuckers always talking about somebody's fucking emotions. I wish your God would allow you to have emotions so you motherfuckers would stop fucking talking about mine.
I'm
I'm
not.
not
That's
talking
not
about you. I'm
me.
talking to the chat. Like,
Oh, I
it's
thought
so
we was
fucking
on. Okay.
childish. It's so fucking childish for grown ass adults to constantly be talking about, ooh, she's angry. Ooh, emotions. Ooh, like the camera is on. You can fucking see it. And if you want to know why, sit and listen and you will be told why. Because I don't hide the shit. If you just came in and you want to know why I'm angry, fucking listen to the conversation. Engage in the conversation. And you will hear why I'm angry. As I was stating, I'm not talking about denominations. Denominations don't change the fact that all of you read the same stories. You all read Genesis. You all read Exodus. You all read Deuteronomy. You all read Leviticus. You all read
Yeah.
Joshua. It's the same God in that story.
Okay.
And when you come
Okay.
on this stage, you all are repping the same God.
Now, can I say something? All those books you just named, me, myself, I'm not speaking for him. I don't see Jesus in
I
them.
didn't say nothing about Jesus, and please don't say Jesus'
Yes,
name again. Don't say Jesus' name again. Because I've
I
already
don't.
stopped. This is what I'm talking about.
I don't see
I don't.
Yahweh
I
either.
stop. You don't see Yahweh in what?
I just
You don't see Yahweh in what? In Genesis.
no, I don't.
So when it says when it says the Tetragrammaton Elohim in Genesis 2, how is it that you don't see Yahweh in there?
Because if you let me tell you, I'll explain it to
No,
you.
no, no. I'm talking about in Hebrew. In Hebrew, in Genesis 2, it says the Adonai Elohim. It has the tetragrammaton and Elohim where it says the Lord. How do you not see Yahweh when it quite literally has his name there?
Because first of all, Elohim
I
is one.
said it has the tetragrammaton.
Can I? But see, now you cut me
It
off when I go
has
to
his
listen.
name there. It has the tetragrammaton. How do you not see him there when his name is there
Can
in
I? Now can
Hebrew?
I? Now can I respond without you
Yes,
cutting me off?
respond to the fact that his name is there. I didn't talking about Elohim.
Do you want me to agree with you
No,
or
I
just
want you
answer?
to respond to what I asked.
Okay, okay. You saying how do I not see his name, right?
How do you not see him there when his name is there?
Oh, listen, because the Bible has been tampered with. And when you say, do I not see that name? I do not agree that's his real
You
name.
don't agree the Tetragrammaton is his real name?
I believe, no, I
You
don't believe
Yod
that
Hey
on him.
Vav Hey in Hebrew. The Yod Hey Vav Hey
No,
is not his.
no,
What's his real name in Hebrew? Give me the Hebrew letters.
H,
No, no, no.
A,
The Hebrew letters. I
I
gave you the
don't
Hebrew.
know.
Yod Hey Vav Hey. What are the Hebrew letters of his real name?
Ma'am, that's what they tell you
Then
is. That's
then what
my,
are the well, then what is it? Because it wasn't H is English. That did not exist back then. So give me
I understand.
the spelling of his real name.
I don't, listen, I don't know the exact meaning or the
So how
spelling.
are you going to say it was tampered with if you don't like if
So,
you don't even
can I
know
finish?
how are you going to
I,
say that it was tampered with if you don't even know the
because,
Hebrew and what you're
because,
giving me is English?
can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Do you? Because they were oppressed by people who changed the Bible. I do know that the Bible has been tampered
Do
with.
you have the original?
That's no, I don't. Do
So how?
you?
Yes, yeah, yes. I can read
Okay.
Hebrew. Like
Okay. Okay. Okay.
why were
Okay.
you saying that the Bible has been changed if you don't have something different to point to say this is what it was before that?
Listen, I'm telling you that the Hebrew, I don't know how to read it.
I do.
Okay. Okay. And I understand what I understand by Hebrew is written is read from right to left, right? Correct.
Okay, what's your point?
So when you see that Hebrew, that's not reading it from right to left. You have modern Hebrew, right? And you have the original Hebrew.
I'm reading biblical archaic Hebrew, classical Hebrew. Like
But
it went through archaic. First off, I know Hebrew Israelites will say there's Paleo Hebrew. Paleo Hebrew is a handwriting style. It's not the language. Hebrew is an archaic Canaanite language that started off with pictographs and phonics, right, as sound, but the letters are the same. The sounds are the same. The letters are the same. Paleo Hebrew is like saying you wrote in cursive, okay, and we don't have any text with anything written in Paleo Hebrew. Even with the Paleo Hebrew script, that isn't seen until 10th century BCE.
okay.
Okay, so the earliest writings that we have are written in archaic biblical Hebrew. Then we have classical biblical Hebrew and late biblical Hebrew. I'm reading biblical Hebrew.
Okay.
So
And you haven't and you in Hebrew you haven't came across heya heya.
no, what the fuck is heya heya?
That's Andre
One H
3000.
H it's in
That's
Hebrew.
Andre 3000.
Heya heya?
Yes, that's where the
No,
word
Hey,
when you say
hey,
Yahweh, that's where
no,
Yahweh
that you're
comes.
talking about the Tetragrammaton, and that is
hey.
Yod Hey Vav Hey, and there
So
were no vowels on that.
so in
Originally there were no vowels on that. The name was unpronounced. The Hebrews when they get to it, they don't even say the name. They say Adonai. They don't even pronounce it Yahweh.
okay. I
And
agree.
it's Yod Hey Vav Hey. I, I don't know what Heya Heya is.
Exodus 3 and 14.
Exodus 3:14. In Exodus 3:14.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me go.
I am.
Are you talking about where he said? Hold on.
Moses asked him who got to tell him this.
Yeah, hold on. Exodus 3:14. Vayomer Elohim El Moshe. He says, ye asher, ye asher, and that is the the word hege or he is be like it's being. It could also mean alive, but he's saying I am that I am. So he says, he says, yeah, asher yeah, va yomer ko tamar. So he's saying, yeah, asher yeah. That's all he's saying. That's not. Did you say hey yeah? Hey, yeah? What did you say?
H, heya, heya.
He's not saying hey ya hey ya. That's
Okay.
a yeah. I share a yeah. That's what he's saying there.
I am that I am,
Yeah,
right?
but that's not his name. His name is the Tetragrammaton, and it's
Can I?
Yod He Vav He, and it's that the when usually when you get to that name in the Hebrew, you just say Adonai out of respect.
Did he in that verse that you just read to me, that you educated me on? He did say, "Who do I say I am?" And he said,
That's not
I
his
am."
name though. He's saying I will be what I need to be. That's all he's saying.
Okay, he's saying he'll be where he need to be. Now,
He's saying I am what I am. I will be what I need to be.
I was just going. Moses said, "Who do I say I am?" He didn't say where. He didn't say nothing about where I'm at. He said, "Ask
I
them."
said I will be what I need to be, not where.
What?
I will
Okay.
be what I need to be. I am what I am. I
Oh,
just am. It's the same
okay.
thing I be telling y'all in here. Like, I don't give a fuck what y'all think about me being angry. If I feel like I need to cuss somebody out, that's what the fuck I'm going to do. I am
I
what
have
the
no.
fuck I am.
I have no problem with that. I have no problem, but I don't get no Yahweh out of that. So that's why I
That
wasn't
it, because
subscribing to
his
Yahweh.
name isn't Yahweh. That's a made up name, and so is Jehovah. That's
Okay,
not
and
how the
those are
name is pronounced.
and to me those are
but
just titles.
but that's still the same God. In Genesis
Okay.
2, it says again, it says Adonai Elohim. So that God that you believe in and that he believe in is the same God in Genesis 2. It's the same God in Exodus. It's the same God in Numbers, same God in Leviticus, same God in Deuteronomy. It's the same God. And
Okay.
what I'm asking you is, what's the difference between you believing in that God, or I mean, you repping that God and him repping that God? Because you say it ain't, his behavior don't have nothing to do with me because I don't believe in the God that he believe in. It does.
I
It's
didn't.
the same book.
I did not agree with all his behavior. I just didn't point out everything that you pointed out. I thought he was wrong. You jumped to me saying because you didn't pick out what I
I
said.
said the most harmful thing, the most harmful thing you did not discuss. The most harmful thing he did on this stage was cross my boundary and not leave when I asked him to. And again, I stated why that's harmful. Because that type of behavior is what gets women raped. It's what
I
gets
agree.
kids SA'd. It's what gets
I
people hurt.
okay, but where did I err at? I got you. I understand. I'm
I don't
not
know how
faulting
many
you
times I
on
have to
that.
say this. That's
Yeah, but
where you erred. You
I'm trying to
ignored
answer.
that behavior, the most harmful behavior. You ignored. It wasn't important enough for you to even say that was wrong.
I did say he was
No,
wrong.
you
I said he
didn't.
didn't.
You did not
Oh,
say it until I brought it up. I kept saying,
okay.
is that all you saw? Is that all
Okay.
you saw? I kept
Can I
asking you that.
can I apologize for not pointing that out?
There's no point in you apologizing to me. I'm not asking for you to apologize to me.
No, I didn't do it
I,
because you asked
don't
me.
don't do it because I'm not gonna accept the apology because I'm
Okay,
not
okay, that's
asking
fine.
for that. Like, if you want
That's
to
fine.
forgive yourself later on
I
in the
won't.
mirror,
I
you
won't
can
go to
do
you.
that. But what I'm talking about is the believers. What I am noticing, okay, and having these conversations with believers, is that believers will focus on uh so-called pointing out the flaws, what they see as flaws or the behaviors and non-believers, but will ignore the behaviors and people who believe in their God, people who share their belief. And the accountability should be within your own body. That's my point. And if the reason we host these lives is because we're telling y'all we don't want your Christ. We don't want your Yahweh. And we shouldn't be forced to have to live by what you think your God wants you to live by, because it's in our laws, because it's in our schools, because it's in our comments, it's in our DMs, it's at our grocery stores, it's at our banks, it's on our street corners. It's messing with the monks when they're just minding their business and walking for peace. We don't want it. And so we have to have conversations, host lives like this to even just bring y'all to the table, to even share with y'all and show y'all why we don't want it. And even that turns into contention.
I'm not forcing nothing. I haven't even advocated that.
Y'all don't listen well either. I didn't say you were. I did not say you were.
But I'm talking about me, man. I'm not talking about him.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? The fact that you want to individualize yourself while I'm talking about, hold on. The fact that you want to individualize yourself while I am talking about all of you as a believer in this God, as one system. But y'all supposed to hold each other accountable, but y'all don't. Y'all individualize yourselves. Y'all individualize yourselves.
Are you not into individual?
I'm not a part of a system. I'm not a part of a belief system. You are.
Okay, you believe that our system is not.
That's
right,
not a
right?
belief system.
You believe
that's
it's
not
right.
A belief system. It's not a system of beliefs. It's not a system of beliefs built on sacred text. You are a part of a belief system. And then this one I'm talking about, what you're doing right now, right? It is you're trying to blame shift. And then you're trying to reform the narrative, and then it's a form of gaslighting. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying, and you're trying to shift the narrative, and again, and even you doing that feels abusive.
Me not trying to blame. I'm not blaming nobody.
You're not taking accountability either. You're blame shifting. You're shifting the narrative, and it feels abusive. It feels dishonest.
So what do you want me to do? You pointed out what I missed. I said, okay.
What do I want you to do?
No, I'm asking because you said I'm not taking accountability.
Then if you're not taking, then why are you asking me what do I want you to do?
Because you said I didn't point out. You asked me a question. I didn't answer it correctly. You said you didn't take. You didn't answer
it correctly.
You said I didn't hold him accountable.
I didn't say that. I didn't say you didn't hold him accountable. Like you all don't listen. You all don't. Hold on. Nope. Because I've said this 3 times in this conversation. I'm not going to repeat it again. You all don't listen, especially when it has to do with the finger being pointed at you. Y'all don't listen. You're so focused on escaping where that finger is pointing so that you can stay clean or whatever you feel like moral superiority you've gained. Instead of you listening to the words that come out of my mouth, your mind is racing trying to figure out how to defend yourself and how to separate yourself. I'm not repeating it.
Okay. Now, do you know what's in my mind? Because you had told the young lady she don't know what's in Jesus' mind. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out how you know what's in my mind.
Sure. By the things that you have said.
I haven't said much.
But by the things you have said, I do know what's in your mind. By the things that you have said.
So I don't believe what he believed. You didn't know that.
You do believe what he believed.
One thing I believe, you talking about, is it the God in the Bible? Mm-hmm. I don't believe everything he believes about.
That's fine, but we're not talking about that. I'm talking about the things that you have said, and the things that I have spoken on line up with the things that you have said.
No, ma'am, I'm not nothing like him.
I didn't say you were like him.
And you saying, well, we're the same. And
I said you are all believers of this God.
Okay, I give you that. But right there, that's all as far as you can go.
That's all I went.
Okay, I was just trying to answer one of the topics you told me to pick.
Yeah, but I asked you about this. Like, I don't know what would you're doing the thing. You realize that, right? You're doing that thing right now.
We disagree, right?
On what? Disagree on what?
You said I'm doing whatever you said I'm doing. I'm trying to answer a question that you got up on your, on your screen.
Who said that? But why are you going to that when we're talking about this?
That's what I came to.
Yeah, but when you came up here, I said, let me ask you a question. This is what we're talking about right now. And so, and right now, what you want to do, I'm going to tell you what you're doing right now, right? You want to get, hold on, I'm talking. I'm going to tell you what you're doing right now. You want to get out of whatever hot seat that you feel like you're in. And you're like, I'm going to decide that we're done talking about this. And I'm going to move the conversation on to the topic, despite the fact that she's the host, despite the fact that she said this is what she wants to talk about. I'm going to make the decision to get away from this that feels uncomfortable and move towards something that I think that I can feel comfortable in. You're doing that right now.
Let's stay there then. What else do you want me to answer?
What do you mean?
Now,
What else do I want you to answer?
Because you said I'm uncomfortable. I'm gonna stay right here then. Forget the topic. What is it that you want to discuss?
What do you mean? What is it that I wanted to discuss? What have we been discussing?
Okay. Him disrespecting
No,
you. Right?
no.
Well, you asked me about him.
Oh my
That's
goodness!
The first thing you asked me.
This is
So
crazy.
So what are we discussing? Are we discuss? Where do you want me to go? Do we talk about the topic or what?
Why
you're
do you
speaking
think I
about?
asked you about this?
I'm thinking you asked me to see what I point out what he did wrong.
No, really, not because you all believe in a God, have a claim about a
Why you
God,
keep going
and
back
that
to
a
all
God,
we
and because you are all believers in a God. You
But
are
I'm not.
all believers in a God. You all claim that this God does a thing. You all
Okay,
claim
but you
that.
haven't.
But as you are a representative of your God's company. Hold on. You represent
I got it.
you represent Yahweh Inc. Okay? That's why I am talking to you about the believers, i.e., the employees, i.e., the ambassadors of Yahweh.
Okay. I understand that. I understand that. And you asked me about the believer, the guy who you say me and him have this, we believe the same thing. What did he do wrong? I told you what I thought, and I missed something. You told me about that. So now where we go from there?
Nowhere. We don't
Okay.
go anywhere.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like, what is it that you think that I would like accept from you going forward?
I don't have a clue.
It wouldn't be nothing. It wouldn't be anything.
Okay,
Someone
that's
who has
fine.
a lack of accountability, right? Like a lack of accountability for yourself.
I
You like. There's nothing that you're going to be able to tell me about me, right? When you
nothing.
couldn't even talk about.
I
When I'm
wasn't.
sorry,
I
why are
wasn't.
you talking while I'm talking? Like we sat there for like how many seconds in silence and you didn't say anything. And then the moment I open my mouth, you start talking. And then when I get loud because people want to talk while I'm talking, it's gonna be she's rude, yeah, and she's angry,
I
right?
haven't did none of that.
I didn't say.
But you're talking to me because of the comments. You're talking
I,
to me about something you're
oh my
reading,
fucking gosh! Like why?
but you are.
What happens to the brain when you believe in this God?
I don't know.
I'm asking you. What happened to your brain when you started believing in this God?
I feel like I've been very
I
respectful.
didn't
I
say
don't
you haven't
know.
been. I'm asking what happens to your
Nothing
mind
happened.
when you start believing in this God.
Nothing happened to my mind.
So there's no transformation, no change, whatsoever. So
Uh,
he's fake.
no, he's
So
real.
what happens to your mind when you start believing in the God?
Well, one, I got patience to listen to you
Do you?
go off on me.
Do you?
Yeah, I did.
You think you have patience?
Oh, I know I do.
What do you call patience?
It's not what I call; it's what I
No, what do
have.
you call it? What do you
I
how
don't.
do
I
you
call it
define it?
the ability to listen when you don't have control.
Uh-huh. And so you felt like you listened to me?
No, I don't feel like it. I know I did.
So did I have to repeat myself to you several times?
You did.
Did you talk while I was talking several times?
Sometimes I did. Sometimes I didn't. And that's the truth.
What when you listen to someone, shouldn't you be able to respond to that specific thing, like the last thing that person said? Shouldn't the conversation have been able to move forward if you were actually listening?
Yes. And shouldn't that be reciprocated?
Yeah, that's why the conversation was actually able to move forward, and I responded to everything you said.
And I did. I responded to what you asked me.
I had to
Yes, I did. I
I had to
did.
repeat myself several times. Several times. I had to.
You said you
Look,
said
there we
is that
go.
it?
Are you being patient right now?
I'm saying, are you?
But
Can
no,
you
can
be
you answer the
wrong?
question? Are you being patient right now?
Yes, I
So
am.
cutting me off while I'm talking to answer because your mind has a response to what I'm saying. Is you being patient?
Okay, let me know when I can
No,
respond.
can you answer that question?
What's the question you asking
Oh,
me?
so do I need to repeat myself because you were not listening?
Yes.
That this is so interesting to me. So cutting me off in the middle of me talking just because your mind already has a response to what I'm saying is you being patient.
No, that's not being patient.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Explain it to me.
You don't see what I'm saying.
Not on that point. You said, is that being patient? The definition I gave you of patient was not that. I said being having the ability to not have control and just wait until it's my turn.
You sure that's what you said?
But you
Well,
still
You sure that's what you said?
not having control.
That's what you said?
Not, I don't know if it's verbatim. You can play it
Hold
back.
on. So hold on. So you didn't say the ability to listen. You didn't say that?
Yes, I
You
did.
did. Do you feel like that's what you just did? And then did you leave out that part on purpose because you did not listen?
No, I didn't leave it out on
Why
purpose.
didn't you say it when I said, "Are you sure that's all you said?" Why didn't you add that in?
Because sometimes you can lose train of thought when a person is dominating the
I'm
conversation. So
dominated.
sometimes, wait a minute, can I finish? Now you could
Hold on,
cut me
hold
off.
on, because you accused me of
See,
something. You do realize?
see,
Hold on, you just accused me of something. You do realize that I am the host.
I understand that, ma'am.
Okay, so why didn't you add that in? Go ahead. You don't have to mute him. Why didn't you add that in?
I didn't mean.
Y'all don't have to mute him. He's not he does keep cutting me off, but he's not a overbearingly disrespectful cutting off. Well, it's disrespectful, but not overbearingly disrespectful.
What part you say I didn't add
The
in?
listen after I said, "Are you sure that's all you said?"
I didn't put in listen the first time you asked me the definition of what is patience.
Yes, you did. I just asked you, do you remember saying that? And you said
Yeah,
yes.
I said verbatim. I can't tell you. We could play it back. I don't know verbatim what I said.
Okay.
I said you could play it
Okay,
back.
hold on. So you don't remember what you said the definition of patience is that you have, that you got from your God. And
I didn't say nothing about getting it from my God. See, I didn't say that. I don't know where that came from. You
you,
put that in there.
okay, sure. You don't remember me
Say
asking
what
what
happens to your
happens to your
mind.
mind
Okay.
when you believe in Yahweh.
And I said nothing. You said you so it's no change. And I said yes.
And I said, what is the change?
He has to me with the God that I have. I have learned to be patient. I'm not being combative. I'm not trying to
Sure.
argue with you. When you tell me to be quiet, you say I'm cutting you off. I just stop.
Okay. And so you Yahweh changed your mind, right, and helped you be patient.
He helped me to.
Okay. And so, and what is the definition of this patience again that he helped you obtain?
What's the definition of I told giving me the ability when I don't have control to sit and wait.
Wait to do what?
When I do have control,
No, to sit and wait to do what?
exercise my power
To
or my ability,
do what?
whatever deems that needs to be done in the situation, whether it's a conversation or me getting up and have to go to work, depending on what it is that I have to do, the task that's before me.
Wait, he gives you the power to get up and go to work.
Do he give me the power to get up and go to work?
Yeah, is that what you just said?
I said, yeah, that too. But whatever else, it could be more than just work. It could, just to get up and go eat dinner, to get up and go cook dinner. The air in my body is not under my control. I do know that.
Wait, so Yahweh is, what is he doing? Like blowing in you or something to get you to go?
No.
Like the way you talk about this God is as if you are his blow up doll. And
Mm,
he's like moving your arm, like saying that a God it gives you the power to go to work and eat dinner is crazy as hell. Like when people like myself don't need a God to do that. Like you might as well say that your God gives you power to take a shit. That's because if you need a God to give you power to eat dinner, you also need that same God to give you power to shit that dinner out. Is that what
Ma'am.
you are saying that this God does?
Indirectly, not directly, he does that, but indirectly, he did put my body system together, my digestive system. I didn't put it together.
How?
I didn't put this. I didn't put this breath in my body.
Wait, but you had to learn about Yahweh in order for you to indirectly, for him to indirectly help you take a shit.
No, I didn't. I had to learn how to walk. I didn't have to learn how to use the restroom. No, I didn't.
What does Yahweh have to do with you walking and shitting? Is what I'm trying to figure out. What?
Because if he does, can I?
Hold on. Let me rephrase the question. What does you knowing and believing in Yahweh have to do with you walking and shitting?
If I didn't believe that he created me, I wouldn't know nothing about walking and using the restroom and sitting down or eating. I wouldn't know none of those things because everything that I have learned has been taught to me.
Are you fucking kidding me? Did you? How,
Did
how
you?
old are you again?
54.
And you're telling, when did you learn about Yahweh? How old were
I
you?
don't
How
know
old were you
exactly.
when you learned about Yahweh?
I don't know exactly when.
What do you mean you don't know when?
I don't know
How long
exactly
have you been a believer in Yahweh?
in God.
No, Yahweh. Remember what
You
you
can't
said
say.
earlier. I
I said,
listened. I'm being
and
very
what I say
specific.
earlier.
I'm being very specific in the God that I'm talking about. You said that there are more
Okay.
than one God, right?
Oh,
Okay, so
and
God
remember,
is a title. God is a title. I'm being
yeah,
specific. Okay.
okay.
How
And I said,
how long?
remember, you told me to the guy that I called him, I was wrong,
I said
right?
Yahweh. I'm not calling him Yahweh, Yahweh, or Hey Yahweh.
I know you didn't. I was talking about what I had called
Yeah,
him.
but I'm
I didn't
not
say
calling
you.
him that. I'm calling him by
I-
the name Yahweh. That's what.
Okay. Okay. I understand, but I'm just if I say something different than you, why is it so much that you're trying to make me say what you say it
I'm
is?
not trying to make you say shit. Did I tell you to say Yahweh?
Okay, so I didn't say Yahweh. You said Yahweh. I said God, Yahweh.
God is a
Okay,
title. I said I'm being specific. You are the one who
okay.
told me that there is more than one God in this book. I'm going
It
by what
is.
you said.
It
This is
is
what
more
you
than
call
one
this
God.
is what you call listening. This is what you call listening, but also being pissed off at the same damn time. Because if I'm going to actively listen to you, I need you to actively listen to yourself.
I do listen to myself.
Evidently not, because I'm being respectful of what you believe, and I'm calling your name by your God by name, because you originally said that there is more than one God in this book when I originally just said God. And now you've
Okay.
gone to just saying God.
Okay. So what do you want me to say? You want me to say hey or hey or what I think his name is to me?
How long have you been? How long have you known Hey Ya Hey Ya?
About 5 years.
So, so you didn't know how to shit or walk until 5 years ago.
No, I knew how to do that before that. And you asked me,
Hold on, because you just told us.
I just told you what? You said, how does that have anything to do
You
with it?
just told us you would not have known anything about
I didn't.
walking or sitting down to shit if you did not know Hey Ya Hey Ya. That's what you said, Lou.
No, listen, no, I did not. I said I wouldn't have known anything if he had not given me my life and created me. Is what I
That's
said.
not what you said, Lou.
Yes, it is.
Okay, we're gonna play it back.
Play it back.
knowing and believing in Yahweh have to do with you walking and shit?
If I didn't believe that he created me, I wouldn't know nothing about walking and using the restroom and sitting down or eating. I wouldn't know none of those things because everything that I have learned has been taught to me.
Are you fucking kidding me? Did you hear yourself say it, Lou?
Yeah, I heard me say if I did not believe, yes, I did.
You didn't believe what?
It's in there. You asked me what did I say? You just played it back.
What is it that you didn't believe, though? What are you talking about?
I said if I did not believe he was the reason why I'm existing. Let me
That
see.
means you wouldn't be able to walk or shit.
What's your point about what I said?
What do you? I'm very direct, Lou. I'm very direct.
But I thought you
You
didn't
are
say it,
50
Luke.
something years old
Mm-hmm.
telling me that you would not have been able to walk or shit if you did not believe that Yahweh created you. And you didn't know about Yahweh until 5 years ago. So are you telling me that you couldn't walk or shit until 5 years ago?
And I said no. It seems as if me admitting it, giving him the reason why I'm existing, it must be a problem.
Oh, here comes the fucking gaslighting shit, the blame shifting,
I'm
because you
talking
know what
about
you
me.
said don't make no damn sense. You know exactly what you said don't make no sense.
Okay.
So who been cleaning you up all these years, Luke?
Who been who? I didn't hear
Cleaning
you.
you up all these years.
Who's been cleaning me up?
Yes.
I've been cleaning myself.
How you knew how to do that, Luke?
How do I know how to do it? Is what you're saying? I can barely hear you.
Yeah, how did you know how to do that, Luke?
I learned from my mother.
But you said Jesus. You said, hey ya, hey ya,
Yeah, and
hey ya.
the reason I
You
said
said he
hey,
taught you.
yeah, but if he don't teach my mother, she can't teach me. He's the
You
ultimate
ain't
root.
mention your mama, Luke. You ain't
Huh?
mention your mama. You didn't mention your mama, Luke.
Can I mention her now? I can't put her in there. Is it a rule that I can't put her in there now?
Oh, you backtracking, Luke.
Or y'all, or are you trying to put me in one specific place? Can I not give him credit for if I believe and give him credit for he's the
You're slippery, Luke. So your mama been wiping you up for uh
no, she
most
has
of your
you know
life
you
till
know
you were 49.
that's not true.
Mm, okay, Luke.
So so is that a rhetorical question you asking me?
Nope.
Okay, but she did teach me. I
Somebody
gotta
said,
say,
wipe me down. Oh my gosh. I swear if I could play music, I would cue that motherfucker right now. This is, I don't even know where to go from here, Lou, because you just told everybody in here that you did not know that you could walk or shit until you were 49 years old.
no, I didn't say it until I was
You
49.
did say that, and then you
No, I
backtracked.
did not.
You did, and then you backtracked
Okay.
and said that your mommy taught you. You literally said that if you did not believe that Yahweh existed, you would not know how to walk or shit. That was your original statement. I played it back, and now you are trying to gaslight everybody in here, which is another abuse tactic of believers of this God. And this is exactly what I have been talking about this entire time. The abusive tactics that people who believe in Yahweh, who believe in Heya, who believe in Jesus use on non-believers. You all don't listen to yourself when you talk. You don't listen to other people when they talk.
Well, I think
Wait,
I
is
do that.
that why roses really smell like boo boo?
I don't know, but I do
Cause you
that.
just learned how to poo poo?
I don't know. I don't know
I
what
will
you're
say
speaking
there is a
of.
believer in the comments who just said, who's listening to this conversation and obviously is listening to the words that is coming out of my mouth when I talk about not holding each other accountable. And that believer said, I am a believer and he is not being honest.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. If that's what they say, that's their opinion. I
You
have
think
no
it's an
problem with that.
opinion or a fact, considering that I played your own voice back saying exactly what you said?
Well, you didn't say I believe. I believe when you played it back that next second word was believe.
You
And you
said you
didn't
had to
say
believe in Yahweh. If you
I didn't
had
say
not,
had.
you said, if I did not
Thank
believe
you.
in
That's
him,
not
that
had.
means you have to.
No, I don't have to.
So if you don't believe in him, would you have known about walking and shitting?
Yes, because it was taught to me.
Fucking gosh. Do you understand that words mean things?
Yes, I do.
And when someone says, if I did not, what does that mean?
If.
If I did not, what does that mean?
If. It means it
Not
could
if. I'm
possibly
not asking you what does if mean. I'm
but you
not
start
asking you what does the word if mean. I am
I
asking you
didn't
when someone says, if I did not, what are they saying?
if they did, a possibility.
What are they saying when they say, if I did not?
A possibility.
Lou, if I say, if I did not wake up this morning, what would I be? If I did not wake up this morning, I would be,
You wouldn't be here.
which is called,
If you wasn't here.
what is another word for not being here if I don't wake up? What happened to me if I don't wake up?
You pass on to the next
I
round.
died, Lou, died, right? If I don't wake up this morning, I died. Does that
You will
mean,
move on.
Lou, does that mean I have to wake up to not die? If I say, if I don't wake up, does that mean I have to wake up to not die?
If you have to wake up to not die, what are you asking me? What do you mean if you have to wake up to not die? All I'm saying is a possibility. If you don't wake up, you will move on to the next realm. You wouldn't be in this life. You move on.
If I was a believer right now, I would be so fucking embarrassed. I would be so fucking
I'm not
embarrassed.
here for nobody else
I
though.
know
That's the
you're
thing.
not because y'all so individualistic.
Well,
Hey ya is only your God.
I'm just saying. I feel like we all individuals.
Yeah.
You say I was of a system, and if you listen to me, I'm sounding a little different than them.
Not really.
Okay. Well, I know that the air in my body didn't come from me. So I give credit to you say Yahweh or I've mispronounced it. God, the title. I give credit to him, not Jesus. I don't believe. I don't think Jesus has nothing to do with it. I think he's a problem. To answer what you got on top, and I think God did what He did to protect us. And the moral compass that you spoke of, that I heard you, where do you get your morals from? Because you didn't
No,
put
I'm
them
not
in.
talking to you about that.
Oh, okay. So that's where I'm coming from about it. And all due respect, if you don't have to, I ain't trying to force your hand on nothing. And if you tell me to leave, I'm gonna leave. I ain't gonna stay on your panel.
Are you done? Are you done?
Any more
No.
questions? Okay.
All right. Apparently, Hebrew Israelites don't know how to shit or walk until they meet Yahweh or Heya Heya. And then, like, why? Why are you? If you don't know how to read Hebrew, why the fuck are you reading Hebrew and then saying that they mistranslated shit? They didn't, or that they changed the Bible. They didn't change the Bible. Your ass just don't know how to read Hebrew. You just made up some shit. Like, what? Sean, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 21.
And I saw your thing that you are a believer.
Yeah.
Selena, are you able to just do this really, really quickly so I can fix me some coffee real quick? Are you in a spot where you can, or Kalu, if you can, huh? Kalu, are you able to come up for a second? I know Selena's husband is asleep. Um, or Constant.
I'm going to my other room.
Okay. I just need
How
to
are
get some
you?
coffee real quick. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm good. All right. How you doing, Sean? Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
All right. And which topic did you want to discuss? And keep in mind, we don't discuss anything from, unless the host does, we don't discuss anything from a past guest.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I guess the first question, I would say, well, did God lie to Adam and Eve to protect them or control them? I would say that God was protecting them,
And protected them from what?
um, from sin, from death, um, sickness. I mean, all of the above.
You said from what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said from death, from sickness,
How so?
because when He created them, they were without sin, sickness, or death in their bodies.
How do you know that?
The text.
What text says that? What text says
Uh,
they were without sin or sickness in their bodies?
Hold on.
Or that they weren't going to die?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. And while we're holding, I would like to give honor to Hey Ya, Hey Ya. I'm gonna be on that all day long.
Well, it says Romans 5:12 tells us that it says through one man sin entered the world and death through sin.
Okay, and you said sickness, but we'll go back to the sin entering the world through one
I'm
man
sorry, what
in
the
a second.
sickness that would be implied.
We have to imply something from the Bible.
I mean, because it says God saw all that He made and it was very good, right? And so God would not
Good means
call.
perfect.
I
Hmm?
mean, in this situation, they were perfect
Okay.
before
So,
they.
so how do you define sin?
Do
How
you
would
need
I
me to take
define
over? Or are you good?
sin?
I'm still good. How do you define sin? I'll let you know.
Um, let's see. How would I? Ugh. I would define it as a transgression of God's law,
Okay. So,
or act of
trans
disobedience.
disobedience. So was there? You said there was no sin in the world until Adam and Eve ate the fruit.
Yes, it says that's what it tells. Yes, that's what it says.
So what would they need to gain knowledge of?
You're talking about when the serpent was speaking to Eve,
No, I mean when they ate the fruit, what did they gain knowledge of?
knowledge of evil.
They gained knowledge of good and evil. So,
Well, yes,
um, was there evil in the world before they ate the fruit?
no.
S- how not if they had to gain knowledge of it?
Um,
How can you
mm,
gain knowledge of something that doesn't exist?
Let me correct that. They yes, there was there was good and evil. God explicitly says that He created good and evil. Um,
Okay.
but they were innocent. Um, and after they sinned, they gained the experience of evil. They gained the guilt and the awareness, right, of moral corruption. That's what they gained.
Okay, so why would God want to keep them from being aware when something was corrupt or something was immoral?
Because I mean, like I said, I really truly believe He was protecting them. I think that their lack of awareness, because He tells them not to do this, and so I
So
see that
if
as,
there's, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, by Him telling them not to do it, that's Him protecting this. He's telling you that you don't need to be aware. I'm sustaining you. I'm giving you what you need.
So I don't need to be aware if something around me is not good or something around. I don't need to be aware to know whether something is good or evil. Like what if there's a big hole at the bottom of my steps? Should I not be aware that it exists so that I could not hurt myself?
Yeah, you do need to be aware,
Okay. So the awareness of what's good and what's evil is that big hole
but there wouldn't be a
in the front of
hole.
my step.
Okay, but in this instance, there wouldn't be a hole
No, no, no. In this
because,
instance, it is the whole.
but
That's I'm saying the whole is the knowledge of good and evil. I'm
I get what
saying
you're
that.
saying, but they did not need to
Yes.
be aware of good and evil simply
Why?
because of
So
their
God could
innocence and their environment. They were in the Garden of Eden,
nobody.
so there wouldn't be a hole.
Wait. They were in the Garden of Eden.
Correct.
Was the serpent in the Garden of Eden with them?
It was. I don't subscribe to that ideology that it was a literal snake.
Wait. But no, I didn't say a snake. I said was the serpent in the Garden of Eden with them. I didn't say it was a snake. I didn't give it I didn't give it an identity. I said was the serpent based on the word in the book. Was the
Correct.
serpent in the garden with them? Was the serpent good or evil?
The serpent was Eve's own mind, so I would say yeah.
So was the serpent good or evil?
It was evil.
Hold on,
Okay,
can I
so
ask a
she
quick
didn't
question?
need to be aware. Yes.
So when he cursed the serpent seed and Eve's seed, was he telling Eve that she was just gonna go batshit crazy in her own head or something?
And he cursed the serpent.
When he cursed the serpent seed and Eve's seed and said that they were gonna have contention, was he telling Eve that she was just gonna go batshit crazy?
Mm.
And Eve mind crawling in the dirt? I'm sorry.
Mm. Hold on. I guess the seed would be those. Well, I can see where you're saying with that. I don't. Yeah.
So do you agree with what she said?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I would say
Mhm.
that it was literal. Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is it was definitely literal, and
What was literal?
um the serpent was
Okay.
being used.
Okay. So the serpent was evil. The serpent was in the garden, but you said that God was protecting them from evil by not giving them the knowledge of good and evil.
Correct.
Wouldn't knowing that the serpent was evil um, protected them more by telling them, by giving them the chance to acknowledge or know that this thing they were going to encounter was evil?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I said, wouldn't it have been beneficial for them to have the knowledge of good and evil to be able to know that this thing that God created and placed in the garden with them was evil?
I would say yeah.
Okay. So that protection that you mentioned of him not, him protecting them from evil and keeping evil out of the garden, that's a moot point, right?
I mean, I still no because he definitely wasn't controlling them. I like I said, I
But
still I'm sorry.
but the evil was in the garden with them. You said he did it to keep the evil out of the garden. Or did I mistake your words?
Yeah, but protection does not equal like insulation from choice, right? So
No, I'm
protection does
I'm
not
going by what.
mean
Go ahead.
yeah. So protection does not mean that God eliminates all opportunities to choose.
But I'm going by what you said. You said that it was protection and he kept evil out of the garden by not giving them the knowledge of good and evil. So I was just demonstrating that evil was in the garden with them and he didn't protect them at all because he didn't alert them to the fact that it was there. That the most cunning being that he created, the most cunning creature that he created, was sitting in the garden with them and had the capacity to make them quote unquote sin by transgressing the law that God had given them to not eat the fruit.
I see what you're saying. However,
Mm.
it's still protection because he told them not to. The same way my mother would be protecting me by telling me not to go touch a hot stove. But if I still touch that hot stove, that does not negate the fact that my mother told me, trying to protect me. So that's an act of
Did your
choice.
did your mama turn the stove on and walk away and leave you as someone who didn't have the knowledge of knowing what that stove would do? Did she walk away from you and leave you standing there with the hot stove?
But also,
I
did
mean,
she
I don't.
watch you touch it and didn't say anything because he is
It,
all knowing?
that part. Yeah.
So you're saying, did my mother tell me this, then walk away,
Did she
leaving
say
me?
did she say don't touch the stove and then turn the stove on without you knowing the stove was on and stand back and watch?
No. But if
Okay.
this was a scenario where the stove was already on and she told me, don't do this.
But God didn't tell them the serpent was in the garden.
No, he didn't. But
In this,
he,
so the serpent is the stove.
okay, you're
They
right.
had no
He didn't
knowledge
tell
that the
them.
serpent was there. Okay, so your mom saying don't touch the stove and not telling you that it was on would be the same thing as God saying, God not giving them the knowledge that there was something there that could harm them or that could cause them to harm themselves or whatever.
But also, like,
Um,
if your
I get what you're
mom,
saying.
but also, like, if your
Mm-hmm.
mom, let's say your mom did tell you that the stove was on,
And
and
Thinker, you go ahead and
Hmm.
take over. My husband is rolling.
okay, let's
I'm
say,
waking him up.
let's say your mom did tell you that the stove was on, and that it is hot, and she told you not to touch it. Right? She's in the kitchen and she's cooking, and you walk towards the stove, and she sees you reach your hand out about to touch it. Does she just let you touch it, or does she turn around and say, "No, don't do that"? I said, "Don't. You're gonna burn yourself. Get away from the stove." Does she hurry up and grab you and move you from the stove, or does she just let you touch it and burn yourself?
She would definitely try to stop that from occurring.
Yeah. And so in this situation, the God being all knowing, the God watched the
Correct.
serpent, you know, convince Eve to eat from the tree. And I heard you say that,
Right.
there wouldn't be a hole in the garden because the garden was perfect. And you're taking good to be perfect. But we know in the story.
Well, I'm sorry. I wouldn't say perfect. I'm sorry. I want to correct that.
Okay.
It said that it was very good, but I wouldn't equate it to perfect because if it was perfect, that would be nothing there.
Right. And so I think, like, if we read Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 as consecutive stories,
Hmm.
we also see it in the beginning of Genesis 2 where the God said that there is something that is not good. Right?
I'm sorry.
We read in Genesis 2 where the God says it is not good for man to be alone. So there was already the presence of something not being good in that garden, right? Pertaining to the human.
Yeah, he did say that it wasn't good for him to be alone.
Right. And so the question that we're asking is, why would your
But that's
God,
not talking about the environment.
do you know why, Adam? You said that there wouldn't be a hole in the garden because the garden was good. And first off, if that is your reason, there was already not good in the garden, and that not good was the human. But also, if we read in the beginning of why the human was created in the first place, like, do you know why the human was created in that story?
You're saying why was Adam created?
Yeah, in Genesis 2, why was the human created in that story?
God wanted to create him.
Yeah, it says why he wanted to. What does it say? Do you know? If not, I can tell you.
You can show me the verse.
It's, yeah, verse 5, I believe. Verse 4,
He said that was not a.
4b5.
Yeah, I know. He said that was not a man to till the ground,
Do you know what that means?
to work,
What kind?
labor.
Work and labor are the same thing. What kind?
I'm sorry. Basically like farming. I would.